Oh no, it's blocking my face, but we're in. Hello, welcome. Oh no.
There we go. Oh no.
It's not.
Where'd Ori go?
It's
It's
me.
a game of hide and seek.
Oh my
Hello,
god.
Mason.
Why is everything slow?
Oh, there we go.
I know why it's slow.
Hello, Bass.
Hello and
welcome.
to the scuff, apparently.
Evidently.
Guys, did you
Gotta have
see?
it.
Lots of new things came out since we last saw you. One, the comic.
Oh my gosh. So many new
well,
things.
some of
new
these are always
entries.
epic, but-
Ah!
Yes.
Hello, Canadian Lucifer. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, welcome. Allie, you made it to the beginning. Allie, you're winning
Allie!
this bet, unfortunately, but you're winning it. There's no way you're not gonna win it.
Yeah, this is gonna
Ori's
be
got
tough.
too much of a thing. Yes, guys, go read the new upload of the comic. Came out
got
yesterday.
Crazy Everett in it.
Also, there's
and One and Everett have dialogue now.
and there's a short. There's a short. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. It's on
Yes.
TikTok. There's a short. It's very gay. If you like the toxic
That was
yaoi.
a very fun one to write dialogue for, I have to
Hello,
admit.
dragon.
Hello, Dragon. Welcome, welcome.
Ah, the gay. Surprise gay. I know what server you came
We can
from.
promise
so.
it in small doses.
Oh my goodness. But I have to actually
Guy-
make
guys, you
content
got
for
a
Mars to
full
work
meal
on.
this week. You got an entry and you got a short.
Where is my brain at? Yeah, on to the next.
I don't know. You should really find it.
It's
though.
here. I got it. I need to line
it
shit for
exists.
you first. That's the problem.
Small doses.
What is
Bass,
the D&D
you know,
session?
like the
Never.
shorts, the comics. It's small
You
doses.
mean small doses?
Unlike the canon stuff. You get little drips of BL
The
here
canon
and
is
there.
just queer coded. No, dragon. I run one. We only play Pathfinder in this house now. I will not go back. I refuse
This
to go
is
back.
true. We
Two-
started and we have not looked back.
Our table, we're basically in a we will never play live on stream ever. And I did attempt once to edit it down into some 2E. We love 2E.
It's 2E. Definitely
We did
2E.
once. Not we. I did record one session with years ago when we did play D&D to try
What
and
campaign was that?
it was Blood Meridian. Evening's Redness in the Hinterlands.
Oh, interesting
With
one.
Danica. It was just a time and I was like, ooh, I'll edit it down. It'd be fun because we're so funny. It's so fun. I did not want to listen to it all again. There's a real, I
That would
don't know
be
what the
a
difference
lot
is.
to listen to.
There's a big difference between listening to a 3-hour Ace Attorney stream than listening to,
Well, I will say this, with Ace Attorney, at least you have visuals.
D&D. I guess so. It's okay, Allie. Allie, if you want to listen to it yourself with the animatics, the playlist is available on the Folding Planets YouTube channel. You can go there and watch. We finished with the
and
last
we do
song
have
being
confirmation from very
Thunderbringer.
reliable sources.
And I
That is
will
the base
say,
playlist.
you might want to catch it up because we are watching the second half next Monday. The closest Monday
Yes, Act
in the
2.
future. So
Wisdom
if you don't want to
Saga
miss
to
that
the Ithaca
one,
Saga, straight through.
you don't want to do that. I will not play 2E, Dragon. I'm gonna be honest. While I might play 5E if somebody else is DMing for like a short time, I will never DM 5E again. And I will certainly not DM any of the other ones. There is, I will tell a brief story, and that is we played 5E, and I've DM'd 5E.
Yes.
And
Boris created 2 adventures?
for your table, for the table that we are, for our current table,
Yeah, 2 adventures.
Yeah, but one is Pathfinder. Oh, no, before
One of
that.
them-
You're right, 2 were D&D.
Yeah, they
2
were,
were
they were.
D&D.
I'm not crazy.
And then
I
1
knew it.
Pathfinder 1.
Look at that. My memory still works.
Dragon, I don't hate 5e in the sense of as like a thing. We spent a lot of time in it. I know Dichotomy Games because we made homebrew for 5e for over a year back in 2020.
We did that a lot once upon a time. Our Thursdays were
funny
solely
part
for
is
D&D.
that Dylan found Pathfinder 2e and he was getting real hyped about it. He liked it so much. And so he wanted to bring us over. And my brain has died.
Studied.
So, and I was literally like, Dylan, we will all move over, but you have to teach it to us. Like, we will not do learning on our own. Like, that's not how, because that's not how I learned D&D either, right? And then, so that's the only reason is because he has hyperfixations, and Pathfinder was his hyperfixation, and then he taught it to us, which is great.
It really
I will
does
not
work to our advantage.
DM for 5e ever again, Dragon, and the reason for that is because it is bad if you play it raw, and there is so much work you have to do to be a DM in 5e. Being a DM in Pathfinder is not having a second job. It is a hobby. It is really simple. You only need to prep for like an hour. You don't need to constantly be making monsters or making sure shit is balanced or, you know, making new items because they're not interesting.
But it's not as heavy, which is nice.
I'm gonna tell you two things. One, Dragon, is that I find one I'm scared of it being too crunchy. And two, I have no time in the day to fucking learn more shit.
No.
I barely have the time to DM when I do DM.
I was taught to E. That is what I will play until we move to a new system.
Will never,
which is going
ever,
to be very long down the line.
DM a long campaign again. Hello, Comfort.
Hey, Comfort. Welcome.
I like to do it as a fun. I don't know of any 3E coming out.
If we get a 3, if Dylan studies the 3E and teaches it to us,
if Dylan
then
likes
yes.
the 3E more. So, Bass, we are a table of 5. It includes Dylan, Mars, myself, Doug, and one other person we know in real life. And out of those 5 people, the 3 of us will rotate DM, so we've never had a forever DM problem. Dylan loves DMing the most, and it is, in my opinion, by far the best of the 3 of us. He also significantly loves it, like, way more than being a player. I have fun in both, but I've definitely gotten to the point where, I definitely can't do it for so long. So I had a lot of fun. I did a micro campaign, which was my first experience with DMing for Pathfinder, and I had a lot of fun. I really loved it. I think it was about seven or 8 sessions. Really nice, short and simple, sweet. Didn't have to do it for long, and I did have the ability to like do art for it. That's my biggest like pitfall personally is the fact that because I'm an artist, I want to go above and beyond, and that takes fucking more time. So I literally need to put the reins on myself. I did DM a very long.
Ori was drawing during one of her campaigns.
Yeah, I did a very long 5e campaign, which I think went really well.
It was phenomenal.
It was really great.
But still one of my favorite characters I've ever played.
I'm so glad to hear.
Because of the story that surrounded her.
But it's definitely like, that was it. Like, I did it. We can say I did it. We can say I did a good job. You know, it was fun. It was great. I can't do it again. Versus Dylan doesn't have the amount of jobbies that I have. And Dylan is like a fantastic DM. Like we got all those people that are like, we're trying to be Matt Mercer. Like, we got Matt Mercer, just not with the budget crew shit, right? Like, this is, I'm not exaggerating. Yeah. I'm not gassing him up.
Basically,
he is genuinely incredible at DMing.
He's been doing it for a very long time.
He's only did it a little before I started playing D&D, so, you know.
Really?
We're talking college, yeah.
Longer.
No, we're talking, like, college sometime. Late, like, us being in college.
I could have sworn high school.
I am incredibly the jack of all trades, Allie. That is my entire life, and that'll forever be my life. I was literally told in, I think it was middle school. In middle school, so when you get to pick an instrument in 4th grade, I picked clarinet. But in middle school, I wanted to learn the oboe. You're not, like, really allowed to start with oboe in our school. It's, like, a weird thing. But I wanted to transfer to oboe.
They make it, like, the next tier instrument.
Yeah, and so for, like,
I'm not
a year,
entirely sure why.
I actually played both. And I was literally told and at one point, I was like, I also know some piano. I also know ukulele, guitar, ocarina. Like, I know a lot of instruments at a functional level, but certainly not at, like, a musician master level sort of thing. So it really is, I am incredibly
really is jack of all trades.
A jack of all trades, master of none. And so
I would call it jack of all trades, master of some, because clearly you've mastered a couple.
I don't think I've technically mastered any, no. Some I'm just better at than others, because mathematically I spend more time at others. But, I lost my train of thought, but you liked how when you find...
It was talking about DMing and how Dylan can put all the time into being an amazing DM.
Yeah, we much prefer having a more crunchy system, Dragon. Having the fluidity is not for us. For lack of a better term, we are a fairly serious table when it comes to the actual mechanics, but we like the lore and the vibes to be, as Dylan puts it, and I think it's the best way to do it, whimsical. When I first started playing D&D, I didn't play with Dylan. So I've been dating Dylan for 11 years now. It's a really long time. So we were dating before either of us started playing TTRPGs at all. He started playing TTRPGs before me, but then I started playing, and he helped me write my first campaign, but he was not a part of it. I played with people in person at college. No, we don't do any universe stuff. Every story is completely homebrew. One of our DMs,
and typically it's own standalone.
One of our DMs does enjoy the lore a lot more than, so Doug will lean into the lore of the world a lot more than Dylan or I will, but Dylan and I are basically like making our own worlds, and we're using the rules to play a game. It's not really like leaning into the lore at all. We have like the list of gods and stuff, but it's not like places, and like to take maybe bits and pieces if they find it interesting, but I certainly never do. I don't read all that stuff. It's too much stuff. But the group that I was playing with in college that I was DMing for, that was fine, first experience where basically it was everybody's first time playing D&D, and it was my first time playing and DMing it all. Then I also ended up joining Dylan's campaign that was being DM'd by Doug. So Doug is Dylan's twin brother, for those who don't know. So then I knew how it was like to be a player, and I improved as a DM, and that's great. After that, I started DMing for like a slightly smaller group, because for whatever reason, the like canon event is that you DM for the first time with way too big of a party. And nobody knows what the fuck is going on. That's canon event. I don't know why.
Cannot be changed.
Cinderblock Sally also said that that's exactly what he did. So, such is life. And so I was always interested, like, again, I'm making a world, right? So what I will claim to be my first OC ever technically there was one character before that, but he was only a visually drawn thing. He had no personality or lore or anything at all. So my first actual OC, who I still love dearly, his name is Griffin Emmer. And he was created, and then he was basically used as the main antagonist. I actually have...
He was kind of the first caller, if we really think about it.
He was 100%. He was 100% where everything began. My brain died.
Uh-oh.
But basically, after a while... it sort of became that I was a lot more interested in having lore and actually having people, like, you know, want to interact with the world and everything. And less... I'm sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once because I'm trying to find this thing. And less sort of, They wanted to goof off. They wanted the, like, internet D&D experience where you're, like, doing all this goofy shit and you're, like, pulling goofy shit.
They wanted the memes.
But, yeah, they wanted the memes D&D experience.
Memes.
And I did not want the... like, obviously there's goofy shit that can happen, but, like, the goal is to not, like, derail, in theory. And, like, you still want to actively be engaged in the story. And it was just different play styles. So, I eventually... stopped playing with that group because basically I got a taste of Matt Mercer and then I was like, everybody else sucks, so here we are. But no, it really is all a play style thing. We definitely play in a, what I would say, a more serious way where we do, like, you know, the goal is to engage with the world and the stories and everything and not just kind of faff about. But there's no shame in if that is what you want to do.
When we play, like, we definitely do kind of like keep to the plot, for lack of a better word. And there's definitely some moments where, like, we go a little memey or, like, ham it up a little bit.
There's definitely goofs, there's definitely gaffes.
I think there's balance.
But there is lore, there is story, and the general goal is to fulfill that. You know, like, we are attempting to fulfill that. So here, you kind of just can get a little... This is really old Ori art. When is this from? So this is the very, like, I would not say the very first comic Ori ever made, but this is very early Ori comic time. So this says 2022. That is not correct because I definitely did this while I was in college. Yeah, 2018. That makes more sense. So this is 2018.
College.
This is 2018. That's a while ago. People suck. A person is nice.
You just gotta find the right people.
Oof. Thankfully,
that's the crux of it.
Canadian Lucifer, I do technically have some, like, an RPG horror stories, but not to the level of any of the ones that go viral or anything. It was definitely more, so the table that my college table, I didn't want to keep DMing because lots of time, very big time sink, and they weren't appreciating, right? So I wasn't having fun DMing, but I was still willing to be a player for somebody else DMing. The next person that DM'd was not only a rookie, right? It was their first time DMing, and that's fine. There's a lot of mistakes you can make as a DM doing that.
You gotta start somewhere.
What they did do, which was terrible, is that they made a lot of things that were not only, like, they made a lot of enemies that were not only, the very first sin
they made
that they committed
enemy out of Ori. You don't want to do that.
The very first sin that they committed is they literally restricted the races your character could be, like, an egregious amount. Like obviously a lot of people ban, like, Arakocra and stuff. They did it specifically as, like, a thematic thing. You literally, and I had to fight to be a dwarf because they were doing like a Barovia, right? That's where Strahd is, right? They were doing like a Barovia style campaign. It was inspired. It wasn't the actual Curse of Strahd, thing, but it was like the area. And they were restricting everybody. I originally wanted to be a tiefling. They said no tieflings.
Dwarves are so common,
because it didn't fit the theme, which is nuts. And then I had to fight that dwarf could be gothic enough for them by showing them pictures of gothic dwarves. It was literally like human, half elf, elf. I think that's literally the rest of the party was a human, a half elf, and an elf.
Wow,
it was really terrible.
No offense, but really boring.
Yeah, dwarfs are like John D&D, 100%. So I had to fight to be a dwarf, which was obviously very unfun because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want to be a dwarf. I wanted to be a tiefling because I'm a fucking bard. Like, what do you know? Come on, you think I don't want to be a tiefling?
Fun.
But I will have to say,
they got the hooves.
I love.
What's not to love?
I love playing TTRPGs, but by far my favorite part is getting to design my character. Obviously. So having literally no leeway, I'm already not having a great time. But that's fine. Whatever. We can still have fun.
Get to design your character and actually create
interactions
them, the
and
more
everything.
You care about
Great.
them. Crazy idea, right?
So the two things that tipped me off was one, he had a fight. And I want to preface this was yes, he was a rookie. But the main thing was he didn't want any help from the people who knew how to DM. Me or we had another friend in the group who did know how to DM. So he didn't want any balancing help. So that's kind of the main sin of it all is that yes, you are a rookie, but you're not allowing help. Right. And so he made
That's a recipe for disaster.
He made a fight that we had I think it was a Twilight Cleric on our team. It wasn't me, I was a Paladin. We had a Twilight Cleric on our team. They have an aura that gives you 5 temporary hit points every turn. It can it gives you a D6 of temporary hit points. So every time it's the end of your turn, if you're in their aura, you roll and you get a D6, I think it is, of hit points and of temp hit points. He didn't like this so much that he literally made this villain have a specific, and I'm going to say it, an aura that was the size of the room. Okay, D6 plus cleric level. An aura that was the size of the room. So you literally could not be outside of this aura. That was basically the negative version of the 1d6 plus cleric level. It was literally just you take 1d6 of damage. So it was it was 1d6 plus 5 and say we were level 5. So it literally was specifically made to negate the cleric's aura, but you literally couldn't avoid it.
Horrible.
So that's only one issue of this fight. Yeah, no.
Jeez.
That was the biggest thing, Dragon. It was all hard countering. The other thing was this villain had a raven bird that did not exist outside of the villain's turn, so you could not attack this raven. Okay, I need this to be very important. This raven was not its own entity. This raven was an ability that this villain had to on his turn, in addition to doing other shit, manifest the raven, roll to hit, and then choose who they hit. So I'm a paladin, I have fucking 18 AC, but we had a wizard who has 14 AC. So if the raven rolled low, it would always attack the wizard. So it never missed because it would roll and then pick who it could hit via the roll. That's some BS shit. Okay?
That's
horrible.
Awful.
But now I'm gonna tell you, the additional problem to this is that this guy wasn't even that scary. In the sense of that, I never felt like we were going to die. We had a well-built cleric and a well-built paladin and a rogue. I think we had a rogue, a monk, and a wizard. That was our party thing. Okay? We were not going to die, but it was just a slog then. Because now it's just a pain in the ass as we trudge our fucking way.
To get through it and dragging yourself
now it's just
through
a pain.
The event.
The the thing that made me quit, basically, was so we did that. And that was the first fight where it's okay, hey, if you want help balancing, blah, 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 and he said no. So then we go into later on this next fight, And this, okay. So again, we have a paladin, a cleric, a monk, a rogue, and a wizard. We were hunting basically Jack the Ripper. Okay, that's basically what we were trying to find him. Okay, that's basically what we're doing. We find him. We confront him. He rolls a stealth check. His stealth check is something in the 20s. Okay, I can't remember what, but it's like a high 20. It's like 26 or something. Okay. Now, normally you roll and this stealth check made him fully invisible. Like he was just now full. That's fine. Whatever. I'm a paladin with good wisdom. We have a cleric with good wisdom. Okay. We have a monk with, like, we have a wizard with, like, okay. We have decent perception as a party. Done. So normally what you do is you fucking roll perception and then you can find it. No.
Ideally.
We were not allowed to roll perception against his stealth check. We had to roll stealth against his stealth check to find him.
No.
Now again, remember, this man rolled a 26. So the only in the entire party that was even physically capable of rolling a 26 was the rogue. Like a 26 stealth. The only fucking like literally nobody else could hit that number, right? Like we literally could not hit this number. So I'm out here trying to like, can I light, like, is there water around? Like, no, I was like, oh, is there flour around? Like, I'm trying to do anything to basically find this invisible man because that's what he was basically, like he turned invisible. So I'm pretty sure I did get flour or something. I got the flour on him and his immediate turn was, there's a bucket of water. He jumps in the bucket of water.
Are you kidding me?
And on top of this, this villain
that wasn't telegraphed at all, was it?
No.
The bucket of water.
Scavenging for shit. And then it was like, oh yeah, let me have the flour. And then it was basically like, oh shit, he's, in the DM's mind it was literally like, oh, he's invisible. Like, like, oh shit, now he's visible. Now they can fucking hit him. Barrel of water, psh, fixed. And it's like, okay. Again, we literally cannot find him. Like, we literally cannot make the roll to find him. So we are literally swinging around blind because on top of this, he cannot hit us hard enough to make it concerning. So this wasn't like we need to run away. Hello, Federico. Yeah, I know, Bass. Like, it wasn't even, this is Griffin, Federico. Yeah, I don't know, Dragon. I don't know. That was what he ruled. Again, it's really terrible. Nope, no, he did not. And then the rogue did eventually find him.
Yes, rules, honestly.
The rogue did find him, and then the guy rolled a 28, and I'm pretty sure the rogue couldn't even then hit that dex, like that stealth check anymore. And so we are literally swinging blind to try and
Allie,
get this
if you're
guy.
having a stroke, imagine the people playing this.
They're
having full-on aneurysms.
He cannot hit us. The only character he's like able to hit is the wizard or some shit, right? Because again, I have plate armor. I have like 18 AC. I'm pretty sure the cleric had plate armor. Again, we have fucking heals up the ass. He gave us healing potions. Like, we're not, like, this is not a scary fight. This is just a slog of like, all right, I'm waiting until I can hit him. And then, again, lit him on fire. He also just went in the water. Like, it was just like, okay. Loved it. Yeah, seriously, Bass. Seriously.
So you
after that
can't
fight,
win,
yeah, no, we did eventually. It just took like an entire 3-hour session to defeat this guy, and none of it was suspenseful at all. It was just frustrating.
Ugh. How much do you want to bet, Allie, that he didn't have the rest of the dungeon planned, and this was just a stall for Divine?
No idea. I didn't play with him after that. I was like, I'm done. I'm outie. I can't do this anymore. This is just frustrating. I'm not having fun. This is not worth 3 hours of my Saturday every week.
Left, or did the whole table
No. They still all
that?
play together. It's somebody else who DMs now. One of the players, the monk player, does the DMing now. I have never.
Okay.
I don't know how he DMs. But everybody else is the same.
Allie,
Everybody else is the same.
Allie, I will say
dipped.
3 hours is not unheard of for a D&D session. The difference is you're doing other stuff during those 3 hours.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be
100%
one long battle, or if it is one long battle, it has to be an interesting battle.
I have one more horror story from a completely different campaign, and then I have a funny thing that happened.
Is this the one you told me about?
Probably. I thought I've told you about all of these.
Okay.
But another one is, so...
Did not hear about invisibility guy in the water.
Really? Okay.
But I think
probably
this
heard
next
about this.
one I've heard.
I don't know, maybe. So this was actually a table of Dylan's high school friends, which I knew from high school as well. Dylan and I went to the same high school. So it was Dylan, Doug, and their high school friends, and me. Okay. And it was DM'd by one of them who hadn't DM'd before. Okay, so Mars wasn't there, and our other table mate wasn't there.
Yeah, I didn't join until pandemic.
He did a lot of stuff. I can't nail it down too much because I did leave, but the biggest two things were, one thing was we go into this cave, and the cave was just gnome orgy cave. That was, we had to go in there. It was, yeah. Yep.
Fun.
Very
Especially for the ace.
Great time. The second thing that did before I really left was that yeah. It's worse than you think it was. Like it's worse. Like the description is worse than you think it was. And I'm saying, like, not like even Dylan and Doug, like Dylan, right? We know Dylan. Even Dylan looks down upon like what this was. Okay, like it wasn't a funny joke that I'm not getting as an ace. It was just egregiously terrible. You know. The other thing that I remember
Dylan
him
agrees.
specifically doing was turned out he was playing this exact campaign with a different group of friends from his college that we had no contact with. And that's all well and fine, you know, reuse the things, whatever. That's fine, okay? But he specifically told us that they were more fun because when they went to the town looking for answers, we're trying to like solve a mystery of some sort, looking for answers on where to go, that they just had a party and fucking like burnt down the whole town and like blew shit up and did all this stuff, versus we're like trying to talk to people and like trying to figure out where to go next and all this sort of stuff. And it's just like, okay, we know what kind of campaign you like. And then I stopped playing. Last final funny thing.
That's wild to say to your group.
Yeah,
like, I
right.
have another group.
That's
and
just
they
like
play
a.
Better
That's
than
just like
you.
a keep that to
What the
yourselves.
hell?
Yeah. But the fact that he liked the murder hobos. Right, like he was. We were less fun because we weren't murder homos.
To each their own. But you know what you do? Then you just say, you know, guys, I'm not feeling this campaign anymore. You guys have played great.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, but
you leave it.
I can't go further.
So this is
you don't
a
just say,
horror
oh,
story.
I prefer this other group. You guys suck.
This is a funny one because Dylan was the DM. So I want to say the campaign was great. However, it was a one shot. And a one-shot means you play it. So this is the same group without the person that DM'd of the story I just said. So Dylan's DMing. The campaign was really fun, but it's a one-shot. And what's important about that is that a one-shot is you play it all in one sitting. So that means it's like kind of it takes as long as it takes. But I did have to get up for work the next day or something because it had to be on a Sunday. And we're like, it's midnight.
This is the story I know.
So it's like, it's midnight. Okay, I need to go to bed. So I'm like, okay, I need to dip out. Which is normally a thing that happens, that's fine. But hilariously, so we're in the final boss. We are fighting the final boss. And I'm trying to stick it out to fighting the final boss. But he like keeps regenerating and he keeps like raising these things. And it's like, oh my God. So obviously it's Dylan. I know there's like a puzzle. there's this girl that was sacrificed and she's like crying in the back corner or something. So my character was going over to her. And I was like one turn away from like going over to her or something. But it was like, oh my God, it's like midnight. I need to fucking get up at like 6 a.m. tomorrow. Like I need to go to bed. And so I was like, Dylan, I gotta leave. I gotta dip. And I'm like, that's fine, whatever. So I leave. I have a warm milk every night before I go to bed. So I'm downstairs in the kitchen. I heat it up in the microwave. So I'm heating up my glass of warm milk. Dylan calls me on my cell phone. He's like, Ori, can you like hop back on? You need to hop back on. They're all gonna die if you don't do the thing you were gonna do. They're not getting it. They didn't get it. And it was them being stupid. It was not Dylan. Like it was telegraphed, right? Like I was right there. Mars would have picked up on it. Like our whole table, like it was the rest of the party 100% just like cutting a thing that is obviously continuously regenerating.
What the puzzle was. You gotta reveal.
No, it was literally like we had gone into this room and there's like a cult and they like killed this girl to summon this demon, and this demon is like raising these like golems and stuff, so everybody's fighting these things. But then I noticed there's this girl in the court, and we like the golems, like he keeps summoning more golems as we kill them, like he keeps summoning more, like they're not dying.
It's a never ending for me,
right? So it's very like this is not working, we need to do something else. And like my character like runs around and sees that the girl is actually like alive, like somehow, and she's like crying behind a pillar. So I'm like, okay, let me fucking go up to her, right? Like let me go up to her. And my character was literally like one turn of going up to her. And I had told the rest of the party that she was here and this is what I was doing. Like, they're all seeing this is what I'm doing. Like, this wasn't like, keep it a secret, whatever. But none of them then did it in my stead. So Dylan's like, please, Ori, just come back to finish the thing. It was literally like, talk to her and like save her. It was basically like the solution or something. Like again, it was literally like go up to her and like remove her from the like summoning circle or some shit. Like, it was really that simple. But they would have TPK'd if Dylan didn't call me to come back on the call to say that my character saved the girl. Wild.
This is the fact they didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, but crazy. So this is the campaign I DM'd, my first ever campaign, and of course I made it into comic, and this is my first ever OC, Griffin. This is all the panels that I have. And that's my sad handwriting. But, what a chicken, guys. What a chicken. Damn.
What a chicken.
What a chicken.
That's not a bad chicken.
It's not bad, but like, compared to what I could do these days, I mean, look at this foot is pretty decent for fucking, what? 5 years ago, Ori? Less than that.
It's not bad at all.
Less than that?
Ooh.
No, more than that.
How long have we been friends? We have been friends since middle school.
Wait, hold on.
We knew each other back
then. Before you tell this, 2018 is 7 years ago? Damn, this is old.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Look how far I've come, guys. Look how far I've come.
But yes, like everything feels so damn long ago. It crazy.
Really does. But yes, Mars and I met in middle school.
Yes, we were even some project partners in Spanish class.
Multiple times. We were
like a couple of those.
We were
in high school, we kind of split off into our own groups.
In middle school,
a little bit.
We were a group of 4 friends. I kind of joined their group of 3 friends. And then we always had lunch together in middle school, and yeah, we had some projects together. I mean, we did some of those projects in high school, I thought, too. At least one.
We did. We did one of them. And then another, I think, was middle school.
Maybe, yeah. But so, we were friends in middle school. Definitely like school friends, right? We didn't really hang out in middle school like at anyone's house, but we always had lunch, the 4 of us together, and we like traded stuff at lunch.
That's where we established our snack trading system. There was an economy. There was a going rate for chocolate bars and chocolate chip cookies.
And butter pats.
It was a whole system.
A whole system. I ate a lot of butter as a child on potato chips.
Carrots weren't worth a whole lot.
No.
But man, did I make some chocolate off of trading my pats of butter from the bagels.
Yeah, I always had chocolate. I had lots of chocolate. My mom gave me like a bag of Hershey Kisses.
Ori's mom treated every lunch like it was Halloween. Ori got so much chocolate. We were all so jealous.
My lunches were insane as a child.
Ori's lunches were gourmet compared to what the rest of us were eating.
Mars always had school lunch, so hers was always rough.
Literally for most of my school career, I just ate soup and a bagel. That was my whole lunch for like 4 years straight.
Well, I have eaten straight butter. It was not straight butter.
It was specifically straight butter.
I would take a potato chip, and it's like a pat of butter, and I would take a chip and eat it, and I would scoop up a little butter.
I couldn't help myself
because it was room temp by then, and I'd eat a chip with butter, a buttered chip.
I'd say the big time, like, because high school was different. Like, we kind of split off into our own different groups.
Allie, if you want that lore.
But then in college...
Well, yeah, so in middle school,
had happened that separated. I started feeling a little homesick. So I Skyped you one night. I think it was either asking for a recommendation or just to touch base again, but somehow we got to anime, and you recommended a race to me.
I think what happened is I remember when I moved into college, basically all the friends so in high school, we were kind of in our own separate friend groups. Like, we knew each other. We never, like, fell out or anything.
Each other.
It was just
we weren't said hi
and, like,
everything.
I was dating Dylan, like...
And we definitely still hung out because I met Dylan in high school.
Yeah. I was invited by, again, one of the people in that 4 group of friends we had in middle school to basically have a triple date with me and Dylan and Mars and her boyfriend at the time, and then this other friend and her boyfriend at the time, which was hilarious because we played Smash and Dylan trounced everybody and they got so mad.
Everybody and our boyfriends got so mad. Like ridiculously mad. Me and the other girl are just like
gamer mad. Mad. You know, so that was hilarious.
It was like their pride was on the line. It was crazy.
Then we went to college, and I remember that basically all the main people that I hung out in middle school basically just like stopped texting me.
That's what happened to me in high school. What was frustrating to me is that a lot of the friends in my life, like, we were still friends, but I think a lot of the friends that I had at that time were like, oh, if you're in my sights, I will remember you.
Yeah, that's
now that
very
you're
much
far
what it
away
was.
and out of college.
No, that's 100%.
I don't remember you exist until you come back on a vacation.
And it wasn't one of those
Which
things.
gets a little lonely.
It wasn't
I don't
one
think
of
it
those
was done
things-
maliciously. I think it's just psychology. Who knows?
It was just funny. Like, it was wild for me because it wasn't one of those things where it's like I'm not gonna like text first or something. No, I'm texting them like, oh, how was moving? How was whatever? And I would literally get no response.
Radio silence.
And it was like, oh, wow. Okay. It's not like you were like the friend I called on the phone every day from like, middle school through high school or anything. Okay. Well, all right then. Guess you met new people. I think
it was even more fun on my end is during the first year of college, the friend group I had in high school, which consisted of one of my oldest friends and then all our boyfriends, significant others and everything, just blew up that year. The whole group imploded because of something that happened. I won't go into detail because it's not my information to share, but God, everything just blew up. It imploded. Suddenly no one was talking to another. Grudges were being held. And I'm just like, okay, one, you're only coming to me when you have a problem, which shows what kind of value you place on the friendship. And two, I'm away from home for the first time. I got my own trauma. Like, this is a lot.
And then I think Mars and I started texting. Because it was basically like, oh, I have your number.
Because I remember Skyping
I think that went into Skyping. I'm pretty sure we were messaging first.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we were messaging first. And then eventually it was like, we had a Skype thing. And then it was,
Because I was
you were
definitely
getting
homesick at that
into
point.
Erased. You were getting into anime, and I had watched some anime since high school.
I was looking for a mystery anime specifically,
Yeah.
I think.
And I had
I was
watched
like, or you
Erased.
getting good recommendations.
I was like, that was great. And then this eventually ended up, we were texting like a fair amount. And then eventually Mars's college was in between my college and our home. Right, so I was further, and then she was kind of in the middle, and then where we're from was like further past her. So, and my college had all of Thanksgiving week off, where
Lucky
hers
bastards.
didn't. Yeah, but so I took a bus down to her college the weekend before the week of
And
Thanksgiving,
she got to stay with me.
and I stayed with her overnight. I think it was just
that
one
weekend
night.
was awesome.
Was it one night? Or, I think it was just one. Or
I
no,
think
it was
just
two.
one night. No, two.
Because I think
we
I
did
came a
dinner the night
Friday.
before.
I came on a
That's when
Friday.
we did the homemade pizzas.
Yeah.
And then we had breakfast the next morning.
Yeah.
And we showed you around town.
Yeah.
We took that walk in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. I think I even
And,
still have the pictures from it.
Mars basically then was like, all right, let's see if she's a real one. Here's
I gave her the
Sir Vamp,
trial.
the anime. And I was like, oh, this sounds right up my alley, girl. And she's like, and we binged that that night.
We binged that shit
whole thing
in a single night.
And at that point, it was like, all right, we know what's.
I'm like, okay.
It's like, okay.
She likes this kind of anime.
We
She
know
fucks with the BL.
what's up.
I think this will work.
We
I think
know
this will
what's up.
work.
This one passed the test. And then, and I don't say we were definitely friends, but we weren't like as close as we are right now. We were definitely like,
We
you know,
definitely
pretty
still hung out and tried to meet up like
Yeah,
whenever we
every
had
once in a while.
vacations and we're back home.
And then,
But then the pandemic hit.
well, then we were both out of college because, you know, Mars was home from the
I was
pandemic and I had
forced out of
graduated.
college.
And I had graduated. But always lived incredibly close to me.
Yeah.
Our high school did like a pretty
Ridiculously
large
close.
area. Jesus.
Area.
And Mars lives within walking distance of my house.
It is walking distance. I don't care what your mom says. It's walking
Yeah.
distance. I
It
know
is
she
walking
thinks I'm
distance.
nuts, but it's walking distance.
You are nuts, but it is walking distance. And then I had been getting into Webtoon in college. I don't remember how it started, but I'm talking
You
like
were the one
early.
that actually
I was
put
like
me on
in
Webtoon
like at
with,
the beginning. I
Castle
gotta admit-
Swimmer.
Yeah.
And something else you recommended me. You recommended me Castle Swimmer. You also recommended me Dungeon Meshi that weekend you came to visit.
Because that I was told about in college as well. I got into that in college as well.
Yeah.
But I was in Webtoon like pretty fucking early. I can't remember how I got there, but I was in Webtoon pretty early on like the Webtoon train.
Yes. Back in its heyday.
And yeah, like there was not a lot of comics on Webtoon. Like I need to preface, there was not a lot of comics on Webtoon
Yes,
when I started on Webtoon.
Lumine!
Yeah,
Oh, I
Lumine.
missed that one.
But I was like getting the itch. I'm like, I want to make one of these. Like this is but I hate writing. And then I don't know what hit me, but there was something and I was like, I'm 90% sure that Mars likes to write. Like I'm like this is like I'm very certain.
I'm gonna actually check this real quick.
Oh yeah?
Because I gotta log in.
Oh,
Fuck.
when you did your first fan fiction?
Yeah, I want to see when I uploaded it, because that might be what made you remember where I was like, Ori, I uploaded my first.
Maybe.
Fanfic.
I don't even know. For me,
What
it was
the
very
hell is
just
my
like an
password?
innate, like I'm pretty sure I have this inkling in the back of my head. And I literally just out of the blue, I was like, so Mars, you like to write?
Oh,
And
that's
she's
not my
like,
password.
yeah.
Yes.
And I'm like, wanna make a webcomic with me? And she's like, okay. And Mars will always talk about how she's like, oh, I didn't put like a lot of stock in these like friend projects, you know. She'd had a bunch that were like, let's do a thing.
I will preface this by saying so many of my friends had these ideas where they were like, I'm going to make a video game. I'm going to make an animated series. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And, I would get hyped for it. I would get excited. And then it would kind of be like, so are you working on that? Oh, yeah, it's happening in the background. But like progress was like a snail's pace. So like anytime someone said to me, oh, hey, I'm doing a project. I'm like, yeah, sure you are. I believe that. I'll believe it when I see it. So when Ori came to me like that, I was like, okay, I mean, if it's just the two of us, like at least it's not a whole group. And, it's a chance for me to work on my writing. It's a chance to like hang out with my friend and have an excuse to do that.
Mhm.
Not that I need an excuse.
A
but
greater
it
excuse.
certainly
to do
doesn't
that.
hurt. A greater excuse. Well, I will say we were able to meet up during pandemic time.
It
Masked
was
up
forced.
and everything. And
Yep.
we literally had conference picnics where we
Yeah.
just ate tea and muffins while talking about
This was the earliest
in its beta
tea
version.
time, which is insane.
This was
to
the
think about.
earliest version of tea time, yeah.
But we
like
did
as
that.
it went on, I'm like, oh shit, this is getting serious. Oh shit, this is
Yeah,
real. Oh shit,
Mars
I'm
did not
excited
account
again.
for the Ori factor.
I didn't. I really didn't.
And that's basically all she wrote.
That's how we got here.
And here we are,
Baby Hosen
5
era.
years
Yeah.
later.
Guys, Outcast originally started out as a buddy comedy. That was gonna be
Outcast
full
went
of
from
goofs
buddy
and
comedy
gaffs.
to shonen to I don't know what genre it would be now.
I lean character drama. That's where I lean, because I know most of the plot is gonna revolve around the characters and their growth and development
Yes.
and how they change during this story.
So, it's for character driven.
I'm coining this term. It's slow burn plot.
No, I think character, because it's definitely, the plot is for the character development. The character development is not
The genre is Milano.
the genre of Milano. No, it's definitely a very,
The gender is Milano.
the gender is
Milano is the gender.
Because I feel like that gives Castle Swimmer, if I'm being completely honest. Like, a lot of the things we read are like that, where it's like, there is a plot, and the plot is important and interesting to the character development and everything, but that is obviously not the main reason you are reading the story, right? Like, the
I've
main
always
reason...
appreciated plots that help develop the characters. Like, the characters are learning and growing through
Oh, you cut out there.
of mine.
Try that again. The characters are something and growing through... It
I
died.
I cut it out. Oh no!
Yeah, it died on you.
Ah, the scuff. No, be gone. No, what was I saying? Persona 4. Huge inspiration, mostly because of all the character interactions in it. And I liked seeing, like, depending on how you interacted with them, what was said to them, you could influence their story, their trajectory, where they're going, but you could also see them develop through the plot as well. And I'm like, wow, I want to write a story like that.
Exactly.
It's definitely why I prefer the kind of stories I do.
But Outcast is definitely made to experience the characters, and the plot is a mechanism to force them into scenarios where they have to, meet their demons and deal with them.
Yes.
Yeah, Bass is staring at
I
Milano.
can understand the butch lesbian vibes. I could see where they're coming from. I personally don't see that, and I wonder if that's because I'm too used to Milano and too familiar with him.
No, Dylan
honestly,
said
there
that he
could be
thought
a
he
lot
was
of
a
that
guy
in there.
too, and Dylan is certainly not used to, nor is he I don't know.
I always try to take into account author and artist bias.
I'm gonna say, I think the biggest thing is there's no women to compare them to yet. And you know
Yeah.
what? That's fine.
They're coming. They're coming.
Obviously,
It's definitely
Sinit's
happening.
meant to be... and Hotsun is a
Sinit
pretty
is
boy.
very
That's
gender.
okay.
Sinit is incredibly gender. Hotsun is just a prettier James
Thank you,
Hiller.
Allie. Allie, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm glad.
Thank you, Allie.
Oh, it's
If we
okay
said
if
he
you
was a girl, you'd
believe
believe
it.
it.
But also,
I
like,
could see it.
also, like, if it's on literal, like, first view, like, okay, whatever. That happens to anime, you know, too, you know, whatever it is. But if it's like, it took a long time before I realized he's a guy, is like, that's a little like, what did we do?
That's a little like how? What? How?
Like, okay, if the very first image of Milano that you see is like, that's a woman. It's like, okay, sure,
Okay.
you know, whatever. But it should be cleared up fairly quickly, I hope. That's the main thing.
Maybe we blame early art. 10-10. That's the Naruto guy, right?
Is that the Naruto guy? Oh no, it's the
I
girl.
feel like it is.
Oh, cause she looks like
Oh.
what's his name? She looks like the other guy. The
Oh.
yes.
Neji?
Thank you.
it
Yeah, she
Neji?
looks like
No.
Neji. She
Yes.
gives Neji vibes. So
I
sure.
have an approximate knowledge of Naruto.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, but I have an approximate knowledge.
See, and so, you know, it's like,
The guy you run into for your first Alola trial. I forgot what he looks like. Alola Pokemon first
You mean
trial.
how?
Minus AI.
The
No, he's not the first trial, is he?
Oh, I thought he's there. I don't know. Who is it?
love Ilma? Okay, let's copy paste that. Pokemon minus AI. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see how that would happen.
Who is it? Who is it?
So they've got pink hair. I'll just send you the picture.
Okay.
I'm just gonna send you the picture because it's easier. But I could see how someone would look and go, boy or girl? I'm not sure. There you go, Ori. It's in your DMs.
Oh. That's a guy, isn't it?
That's a guy.
Yeah, okay.
But I could see how it would happen.
I feel like
I can understand how we got
I'm gonna be honest, I think the only time
there.
I've gotten explicitly confused that where it's like, oh, has been with VTuber models. There's a few, like, especially recently, there's been a lot of VTuber models that are very just like, whatever, and then the VTuber is like, oh yeah, this is my gender, and it's like, I never would have guessed. Ever. I'm glad you told me. Like that
What
one,
VTuber are you thinking of when you think of that?
Oh, there's been like a bunch. The first one that comes to mind is the zombie one.
Oh, okay.
He's a guy, but he has a very high-pitched voice. And it's specifically from Gerd because he makes a short about being upset about Corpse Husband getting like the deep manly voice, and he got this like high-pitched everyone thinks I'm a girl or a child voice, and it's like,
Okay. I think I know the one you're talking about. I could see how that would happen. The first gym leader in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I gotta look up that one too. Pokemon Sword.
Send it to me as well.
Sword? Yeah, that's what I typed.
Ward.
Sword. I can swing my sword.
Well,
Sword.
Cookie Run characters are certainly
minus AI.
What do you mean? What do I mean, Bass?
Gym 1
Corpse
is
Husband's voice
Milo.
is that low, but his voice is specifically low due to a chronic illness that I believe is called GERDS, G-E-R-D, where there's a lot of stomach acid that comes up into your esophagus and it scars your vocal cords.
Yes.
And that scarring made his voice like
Milo. Fuck.
like specifically lower than it would have been without this chronic illness. And then this VTuber I'm talking about, again, I cannot recall their name off the top. They're like a carnival zombie. they also have GERDs, and they also had the same thing scar their vocal cords, but instead of making their voice low, it made their voice very high. And so they made a whole joke about it, like, why did I get the high one?
You know, that's valid, Canadian Lucifer. Sayu had a female model for a while, too.
I love Joel.
Sometimes it's just fun to experiment.
Joel is a guy who has specifically a female porcelain doll model, but the lore is really phenomenal. Fun. I love the lore for it, though. The lore is he got trapped in this body, so he's like a spirit, like trapped in the doll. So it's just so like clever. An unfortunate, you know, mix up there or whatever. But so like that's a fun.
But he leans into it sometimes, which is really fun. Okay, Ori, I just sent you Milo. I gotta be honest, I don't think I would confuse that one. I think I'd just be like, that's a soft boy on a buff body.
Yeah, that's definitely a man. I would have definitely gone with a guy. Oh, he looks like a good pillow. Guy.
Yeah. Gives great hugs.
Gives great hugs.
Look at that.
I think the point to take is that you never truly know. I mean, it happens in real life too, you know?
This is where we say art is subjective.
I always have to remind, you know, there's always like I watched a short once and it was like, you're at a metal concert. Is that a metalhead or a woman? And they like go up to people from behind and they all have very long hair. And the joke is to play the game, you know, is it a guy or a woman? You know, right? And you literally, you know, it's hit or miss because all you're looking at is somebody's hair.
You just got the back of the head. You
all
can't
right.
tell from just that alone.
Yep.
So the lesson learned here today was don't judge based on hairstyle.
Okay. Canadian Lucifer, do you watch ABD Illustrates at all? And if you haven't, you should. Number 2, they specifically have an OC that is, you know, very classically shapeshifter-y vibe thing. But they specifically have like 2, like 1 mask, 1 femme. That would be just a really cool thing to do with your model. Just to have the option, right? Like, you're not even shapeshifting or anything. It's literally, like, they don't even look like they shapeshift very much. Like, it's literally like, this one has just a mask haircut and mask makeup, and this one has femme haircut and femme makeup. And the shapeshifting part is that it's like, yeah, boobs, no boobs, who knows? But, like, really not a major thing. So, honestly, like, I could think it could be fun to, like, just give your... Obviously do what you want, but, like, it could be fun to just give, like, a mask haircut with a mask outfit. Just for shits and giggles.
Ooh.
That would be the one thing I would probably want. I think in an ideal world where I had infinite money is I would want to draw Cersei again and have her professionally rigged and just slowly give her different like outfits and hair. I don't think I'd ever
seasonal outfits.
Yeah, no,
like
I really want a 4
variant,
seasons. Yeah, I really want a 4 seasons. Really bad because she's based on a tree that goes through the 4 seasons. So that would be so cool.
That would be brilliant.
I want it really bad.
Oh.
So subscribe to Arboreal.
One day you will have the money to do that.
When I retire.
Yeah, but we're retiring at 40, right?
Yeah, I am. I totally. We're going. I'm on my mom like called me. She like listened to the news and they're like, yeah, you know, people are recommending that like Gen Z don't buy a house, just rent forever and retire at 40. And she's like you and Dylan would do that, wouldn't you? And I'm like, yes. And so I'm like, Dylan, you want to retire at 40? He's like, yes. And it's like, yeah, so don't buy a house, just rent and retire at 40.
That's the game plan, honestly.
That's the game plan. Dragon, I have been saved, like, I got my first job. Not like a job, like, I got out of college and I got my first job, thankfully, immediately. I was very lucky. Immediately, it's like, I have gone and started doing the saving for retirement. I also knew I was never gonna get a pension, so it's like you
that
kind
would
of
be
be in it
fun,
right away.
Canadian Lucifer. That'd be really cool.
That is fun.
I'd
You
love
could
to see
definitely
that
do that.
design.
Little peeking out. Did all y'all see that abstract VTuber model I sent? I know Mars did.
Love that one.
So
Holy
cool,
crap.
right?
I love that they took inspiration from surreal art. Like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
It
what a
looks
good
epic.
interpretation.
Looks epic.
What a good interpretation.
Yeah, Matt on
Giving
guarding
Matt
it.
on guard. I could see it.
Oh no, the worst part. Can Ori remember how laces work and not struggle with this for 80 years?
Oh no, this means Mars has to color laces.
Yeah,
It was expected.
sadly, there's a
That's
lot of
okay.
shoes in this one, Mars. Look, there's those shoes.
Oh, no.
There's these shoes.
Oh, no.
There's those shoes.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
god, wait, there's definitely more shoes. There's those shoes and those shoes. And those shoes. 1,
Ow!
2, 3,
Oh, jeez.
4, 5, 6 panels in the first half that are all just shoes.
I think I'm gonna blaze through this one, honestly.
Don't say that to me.
I don't know.
You also have to draw
Ori
Saiga.
fears boats, Mars fears shoes. I have to draw Saiga?
Okay, you have to color Saiga. You mean what I know. Shush your mush.
That's what I thought.
Shush your
That's
mush.
what I thought. You are origami art over there.
Your draw of Mars, obviously.
Lines of Mars. There we go. Actually, lines works
Hey,
for dialogue.
hilariously,
Crap.
Allie, one of the only compliments in Bass's friends thing was that my boat shot was great.
Woohoo!
Which is hilarious. Lore of Saturn when never.
Poor Saturn. We can't bring another person on board.
I can't do this. I already have to manage Dylan.
Too much collaboration. Guys, I will say
Boop,
this.
boop.
The reason why all those projects I was a part of in high school fell apart so fast, too many cooks in the kitchen. Now, it's not always a bad thing. It's definitely useful if you need to hear other people's ideas, get some feedback. Like, it's never a bad idea.
You have to be ready for it, though.
listen
You
to
have to
other
be
people.
ready
You
for
do-
it, though.
You have to be willing to accept. I will say, high schoolers are not very accepting of
No.
criticism.
No, they are not.
And there's even some adults out there that are not accepting of criticism. So tread cautiously. But I will say in those cases, a lot of it came down to either creative differences, people losing interest, or too many cooks in the kitchen. That is why all these projects
I
in
will
the past
say,
fell
Bess,
apart.
Mars and I both agree. It doesn't seem like Outcaste is for your friends. that was our main conclusion. Which is fine. There's no shame in that. It's certainly
each
not for
their
everybody.
own. To each their own. I'm not gonna act like it's a masterpiece or anything. I know it's not. That's why I want to keep working on it to get better.
It'll never be a masterpiece though, and I know that.
No. I don't think anything we make will ever be a masterpiece. We might have a magnum opus that we're very
Well,
proud of.
that's
and
just
we take it as like,
mathematically
well,
how
this
it
is
goes,
the best
but-
thing we have done, but is it a masterpiece? I don't think we'll ever reach that. Because you can't. You just can't.
Only when we
Does that
die,
mean
and then
you're
they're
done
gonna
learning?
they're gonna uncover
Yeah,
the printed copies of
Only
Outcast.
when you die is when you get masterpieces.
Yeah, yeah.
This is true.
They all loved it, and they don't
Ooh,
like
the
it.
album you were recommending, Bass? That reminds me, I still need to listen to that Set It Off
You
album.
do.
You said Gachi Akuta vibes, and I'm like,
Like it's gonna hit
Ooh.
you like a truck immediately. Like I said, the words,
Right.
could be hit or
I
miss,
want it.
but
Please.
the sound, 100%.
oh, I'm here for it. I'm here
I'm
for it.
specifically saying for
I made a
Gachi
very
Akuta.
happy discovery today.
The lyrics are
I
great,
found
but like,
long red socks, and I have black lace boots, and I'm like, ooh,
oh,
this looks like what Ruko wears. I just need some white khaki pants. Hello, new cosplay.
This is that friend, the ZE friend. It's all the pieces are coming together now.
ZE.
Yeah, the one.
ZE. Why am I blanking?
It's the 999 or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Played that entire series out of spite, friend. Remember Bass talking about that? It's all coming together.
Yes.
We shall bury Outcast in a time capsule. Exactly.
Obviously,
the future is gonna love the Outcast. It's gonna be great.
I am halfway through it, Bass. I am halfway through reading it. The setup is interesting. I like the ideas of the loops. I see potential.
Oh, I was just about to ask if you'd read it, Bass. And I see you've answered.
I was curious, Bass, if you had read it.
From what Mars has told me, it definitely, like, you can tell their tastes with their favorite media. There's a through line.
I will say, Bass, once you told us their favorite media, I'm
was
reading
like,
the script and I'm like, yep, okay,
makes
see
sense.
that through line. Yes. Which I'm sure you guys get with Outcast as well. You could probably see, yep, Mars likes that, Ori likes that.
Mason, I will say I had a fun time reading Arsenic and Old Lace in school. I would say I agree with you overall. Really, that was one of my favorite ones we read. Shakespeare, whatever. Shakespeare, Schmakespeare, but I did like Arsenic and Old Lace.
I got all the Shakespeare.
I only did, which one's the one I did?
And that, oh god.
We did Hamilton.
I had one
Romeo
English
and
class
Juliet.
in high school that made us read nothing but nonfiction for the entire year. Worst English class ever. I hated every second of it. And English was one of my favorite subjects.
Really bad.
I loved it because it was like
or it's all other
reading
actors?
for homework. I'm down for that. This one, awful. I will read nonfiction. Earlier today in the Discord,
I was gonna say
posting a book that Ori had given me, birthday or Christmas? I think it was
birthday because Christmas I got you the kettle. So
that's right. Right, because I got you your Christmas gift early.
Yeah, that's what happened.
What's throwing me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go Merry Christmas, Ori goes Happy Birthday.
Well, it's your fault. Your birthday is like a month and a half before Christmas.
Hey, blame my parents for that one. I had no control over that.
My birthday's nice and far from anything.
Yeah, I can read nonfiction, no problem, but I have to want to read the nonfiction. When you force it on me and say, no, you must read this for every single assignment, and this is all you will see for the next 9 months of your life, I wanted to die. It was awful. I hated it. Hated every second of that English class.
I'm realizing, I think the reason that Arsenic and Old Lace is a fun stage play, like we got to see the movie after we read it, like it is a fun time in my opinion. I think what really set it, we also read A Streetcar Named Desire as a stage play.
I read that one. Yeah.
But I think what really...
No, Raisin in the Sun wasn't a stage play.
I never read that either. But what really made Arsenic and Old Lace stick out to me, and honestly I think was important for it if they were gonna do shit like that, but obviously hard because Shakespeare can be long, is that all of it was read in class with people doing the parts. And you got to choose to be... So it wasn't like popcorn. You know, they did a lot of popcorn in middle school. Was it middle school or high school? I can't remember. I think it was middle school. But they did a lot of popcorn. And for this, I specifically remember that it was you, like, you volunteered and were chosen to be X character for the entirety of the reading. And so it was literally everybody who was reading was not necessarily a theater person, but somebody who was having
but they
fun
were into
with
it.
Yeah, it was somebody who was having fun with it. So even the people who weren't reading I would say we're invested because at least it made it kind of silly. You know? So like what stood out to me is I remember so much of it is because not only did I get to be a character, but it felt closer to like, oh, you watch it, don't read it sort of thing. You know, like it was definitely closer to the medium of it. And thus it just stuck better. Versus like a lot of books I've read when they're actual books, it's like, of course I love and they stick. But like the Shakespeare ones were always hard. And especially when you had to read it like on your own for like a while. Like you had to take it home and it's like, read up to, you know, act 2 or whatever. And it's like this is not the reading. I'd rather read like poems from that era, right? Like I get that Shakespeare was like this great guy, but again, like Mason said, they're not meant to be read, they're meant to be watched. And so like there is a level of like, it definitely feels like one of those things that is, I'm trying to think of the word that I want to say. It's one of those things where I understand the value and necessity of being able to read older works that have a lot more allegory and words you don't know as a function of being a good, of being literate, right? Like I understand that, but
there's
to me
that,
that's still, you should be reading a book. Like, God, if we read like Frankenstein, man. Why didn't we I know why we didn't read Frankenstein, but we should have read Frankenstein, okay?
We should have read Frankenstein.
We should have read Frankenstein. You know, they
like,
let me...
You could give us interesting classes.
I'm gonna tell you, we should have read Frankenstein, and there's no reason we shouldn't have read Frankenstein. And the reason for that is because they allowed me in high school to take out a book that was insanely large, and it was on about how we ended up going to space. Basically, it was the whole thing, and it was very long, and it ended up being very dry. A significant part of what I read was about one of the main guys who like built the rocket, and like the first rocket has missiles and everything, had sex with his girlfriend outside in night in a bush. Like there was way more like what we didn't. That was not.
How the hell did that end up in our high school?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The book is I'm 99% sure the book was literally called Space.
I'll say that.
And it was
that same library had wolf children on the shelf too.
Yeah, it was explicitly
our high school library was wild.
We had to pick like a nonfiction book, you know, so this was like it wasn't a memoir or something, right? But it was like about how we ended up getting to space, right? So like the evolution of rockets going to space, like all this, like, so it starts with missiles, right? Like, and we get to space. And that was like, I like space, that's intriguing to me. I thought it'd be great. You know, yeah, it's a long book, but like it was supposed to be something that was very intriguing to me. And then the first 100 pages
with a sex scene.
The first 100 pages are about this man that I can't remember the name of, that is about like he invented the missile or he brought the missile into like being rockets, whatever. Like he's an integral part of that pipeline. And it's specifically about him just being a guy, getting together with his, I believe it did end up being his wife. And they literally went outside in the middle of the night, and I guess it's under the stars or whatever, and they did it in a bush. Like I'm
good for them. Did I need to read about that?
Smut level? No. But do I know way too much about the sort of like emotional and like textures of doing it on the cold ground at night, naked, just in a bush? Unfortunately, yes.
Well, shit, now we got a reference for some later fan fiction.
No! It was so unenjoyable. Fan fiction does it way better. I never read Wicked. Honestly, we should have read The Wizard of Oz. That's another good one. I feel like there's a lot of books that are classics that are old, so that you do need to use your brain and you do need to analyze, but are way more interesting than the shit that they make us read. Like, I'm gonna be fucking honest.
I appreciated in middle school was reading The Outsiders I really enjoyed that book. That was one of the ones I
Outsiders
actually
was
liked.
good.
And then in 6th grade, we read Freak the Mighty, which they also showed us the movie for. And yes, I cried at the end.
I didn't read that
also
one.
stuck with me.
I didn't read that one. But I feel like there's just like, I feel like Frankenstein should be a great one, right? Like, I feel like these things where it's like, oh, these shape
Yes, I did
modern
Were you
stuff.
traumatized too?
I feel like those would be more intriguing. to
Freak the
people.
Mighty was my bridge to Terabithia. We never read Bridge to Terabithia in school. I know, I got to watch that one. About that one after
My
this.
bridge to Terabithia is
Freak
like
the Mighty
under
was
the
my bridge to
huckleberry bush
Terabithia.
or something.
Ooh. Yeah, that one was rough.
Yeah. That was my bridge to Terabithia. Sobbing in fucking class. Oh my god. No, I'm gonna be honest.
I watched Bridge to Terabithia when it first came out because I went to go see it in theaters. And the reason I went to go see it in theaters, I wasn't interested in the movie, but it was like a kid's movie coming out. And the reason we were going to see it was because my mom was like, Mars, you did so good on your report card. You're doing great in school. Let's have a mother-daughter day and go see this lovely fantasy movie together that kind of reminds us of Narnia. You enjoyed Narnia, right? Well, yes, Mother, I did enjoy Narnia, but they didn't kill any of the characters in Narnia, or if they did, at least they came back. I don't think any parent
Yeah, Allie, as you
in
should.
the theater
As so
got
does
the memo
Phoenix.
that Bridge to Terabithia has a main character death in it. Yeah, spoilers for Bridge to Terabithia.
Yep, too
One of the
late.
main characters, she dies in a very sad way.
early.
Yeah, it's like halfway
Like,
through the
it's
movie.
less,
And then
I
the third
think.
act becomes mostly about the boy's grief and getting over, well, not getting over, but finding ways to move on
Yeah.
from his friend's death.
That
and,
didn't help.
You know,
Oof.
as an adult, looking back, it's done really well. Like,
yeah, but
symbolically, visually, it's done great. As a child, that shit was heartbreaking.
The problem
And
is-
that theater was full of sobbing kids. I don't think any parent either read the book or knew that that scene was going to be in the movie. I think every single parent was like, this is like Narnia, right?
I think
it's going to be
problem.
fine.
I think the problem was
My
that
mom got me ice cream afterwards. She felt so bad.
there's like a lot of trailers for stuff where it's like,
Sherbert,
okay,
actually.
you as an adult can pick up on certain signs that this is not for children or this is not a happy
Well,
like there was a lot of trailers
From
at
the
one point.
trailers I remember,
No, it was
they
very
did
this is a
not
kid's
put
imagination thing.
those scenes
Yeah,
in the trailer.
That's what I'm saying.
You had to be in the know.
Like
if
I'm gonna
you
be
were
honest,
going to
if
see
all
this
they
movie and be
had
aware of what was going to happen.
was
It literally made it look like, haha, fun fantasy times.
if all they had was that like part at the funeral, right? Like just there, like you know, just a
quick
brief
flash.
moment of the boy with like his
Maybe
parents at the
Maybe
funeral,
I just don't
where it is
remember
like
correctly.
an adult. No, they wasn't there. It was like the trailers all promoted the like fantasy part of it, 100%. But if they
Oh,
just
yeah.
had a
Well,
moment,
'cause that's the stuff that's marketable.
yeah. But if they just had a moment with the funeral, I feel like way more adults would have
More
picked up
adults
like,
would have picked
oh
up on it and
shit,
been like,
who
"Oh,
dies?
sad
Right?
moment.
Like there's
Uh-oh."
something happening here, and still not quote unquote spoil it, right? Because like if I'm being honest, it's not a spoiler that she dies. The point is not she dies. You know, like that's not a. It's a plot point, but it's not like, oh, big twist or oh,
No, but it's
I didn't
used
see it
as
coming.
emotional
Like that's not the
growth
part of
for
it.
the other main character.
Like, yeah, but it's his story. So it's not like a spoiler that she dies. That's not the part. Because all the stuff that could be considered quote unquote, it's not like a reveal that like, oh, this was all in his head and she was dead the whole time. Like, she is alive, she dies, and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is him
They
like
have a
imagining
very nice
her.
friendship
Right.
together.
Yeah. Like, it would be different if it was like the whole point of the movie is that like, oh, she was dead the whole time. You know, but it's not like a reveal like that, so it doesn't spoil anything. I I don't think so, Mason. I don't think so.
It does
I don't
seem
think
to
every
be the
Shakespeare
trend,
play has
but
a
I don't think
death in it.
everyone has a death in it.
A main character
I'm
death.
trying to think of others.
I mean, the Odyssey specifically, the main character doesn't die. Like, that's kind of the whole thing.
In the Cat in the Hat? What?
I think Bass is saying that that's a classic, and thus it doesn't work. I think that's Bass's argument there.
I didn't pick up on that. Sorry, brain.
How dare you?
Brain is in holiday mode. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get stuff done for Mars to color.
Long story short is Freak the Mighty was my bridge to Terabithia. Never read it, but I did watch that movie, and oof, that hurt.
Oh,
too much eggnog.
Too much eggnog. Okay, I'm glad I clocked it, Bess.
Oh, our new fridge arrived today.
Yay!
It is kind of huge.
It's not a smart fridge, though, right?
No, it's not a
Thank
smart
God.
fridge. We didn't go that route.
Thank
we
God.
can make round ice now,
Oh.
which is interesting. I don't know if we'll ever use that feature, but we can do it.
I will say, I wish I had that feature because we do the mocktails now, so that would
Well,
be
now
epic.
you do mocktails.
The first one has been delicious. We've had it twice now.
I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, so
How'd
it's
it come
called the Blackberry Collins. It was very good.
Ooh.
I am now out of blackberries, though, so tomorrow's will just be a Collins. Well, that was kind of the idea. The idea is we pick one, we get ingredients, and we drink it as many times as we can that week until we're out. You know, basically, kind of how we're going about it. And yeah, we got 2 days out of it. You know, so 4 drinks total. And then tomorrow's is just going to be what I'm going to call a Collins, because there's no blackberries, but I have still the other ingredients.
It'll be delicious.
So, yeah, I don't think it can't be bad. I'm going to be honest. It's like blood orange juice and lemonade syrup and seltzer water. Like, it can't be bad. Thank you, Bass. Dylan and I are going real bougie. I did a joke with him, so he came home and he was like,
we went shopping for glasses on Sunday.
We got shopping for specific
whole new glasses.
Mm-hmm. But Dylan came home and he had like a little bit of a sad day at work. Not a bad day, but just a little rough. He had a little rough patch in his day. And I joked about it. I'm like, so hey, you know, let me let the bartender make you one and you can talk about your woes.
Or Blueberry Collins, keep them coming.
I'm like, you could only have one today, sir. I'm cutting you off.
We had to clear out the fridge so we could defrost it and they could bring in the new one, all that good stuff. So we moved everything from there into like coolers, boxes, filled them with ice. It actually worked. It kept everything nice and cold.
Good.
And my old fridge was full. I can confirm it was full. We put everything in the new fridge and we're looking at it and going, wait, do we have any food? Like, why is it so empty?
Yeah.
Where did all the food go?
And then before you know it, you'll be like, why is there no space?
I know. So I should enjoy it while it lasts.
Enjoy it while you can.
The freezer is full. The actual fridge itself is like, where the hell did the food go?
That's wild.
I swear we had more.
Well, you did. You, in theory, were eating it.
We were panic eating.
Yeah, so you know, there is a level of you were panic eating.
Gotta clear out the fridge. Gotta clear out the fridge.
Yeah.
That was a fun morning. That is 4 times now that I have had an appliance break during either a holiday or break.
It's a good thing you don't host holidays.
It really is. It really is. Because I know I mentioned this in the Discord, but we had the stove break on us on a Thanksgiving mid-cooking the turkey. So we realized the stove just stopped working. Still not entirely sure why that happened. All we knew is we had a half-cooked turkey, but it was still raw. We were like, okay, well, it's a warm Thanksgiving at least, and we still have propane for the grill. I guess we're going outside and grilling the turkey.
And it worked.
So that was that one. And then earlier this year, over the winter break back in February, our heating system went out. And that one pissed me off the most.
Yeah.
Because the week before that, I was feeling like garbage. I was like, I am sick. I want to be warm. I want to relax. And then it's like, no, your heater is going to break. So instead, you're going to be bundled in your below zero sleeping bag every single night. I'm like, great. That's awesome. Thanks, universe. And then what was the other one that broke? The dishwasher. The dishwasher. We had to replace the dishwasher around, I think that one was Easter, actually. And then, so that was the fridge, the stove, the dishwasher, the heating system. Yep, that was all of them. I don't know, Allie. I don't know what wizard. Honestly, at the time, I was like, did I step on a leprechaun? What the heck happened? I don't know what we did. Actually, it's not as cool as that, sadly. It's just things get old. The fridge was 12 years old. The dishwasher was 15. The heating system has been there since we moved into the house.
I was doing me a concern.
Not to my knowledge, Canadian Lucifer. Not to my knowledge. If I have blinded anyone, I apologize. I meant no harm, I only hurt them to disarm them. Your furnace can legally try.
Yeah, there's a woman, guys! There's a woman here!
Yes. Look at
I'm glad
her!
we can tell she's a woman! I am a good artist now.
Ooh. Ori, you were always a good artist.
I know. I'm messing. The woman! There she is! Oh, God, look, it's her face!
Your eyes got thrown into the volcano. Oh, no! Yeah, that definitely looks like a woman. I don't think there's any question there.
I'm glad. I'm blind, Sony. Look, you can see Ori can draw women.
Hello, Ori. What do you think we are?
No. I've obviously never drawn a woman before. Cersei, Ori, Mars, we don't count. ZC doesn't count.
Danica.
No. I've never drawn a woman before.
Not a single one.
It is one of my top three favorite
before.
genders. Canadian Lucifer. It is. Women is
We're
top three
non-binary.
favorite genders.
Okay. So Ori and I went to a Link Click cafe the other day, which was amazing. Holy crap.
It was great.
The food slapped.
We spent way too much money.
Even better. Christmas bonuses, it's fine. Girl math, it's fine. I did dress in like a light cosplay for that day, and I gotta say, I felt very gender. It felt great.
It was pretty gender.
I felt and looked incredibly gender. Like, yes, Lu Guang brings out the gender in me.
Well, okay, I'm looking at their fucking celestial outfits and I'm just like, gender.
I fucking can't with the celestial outfits. Even Lu Guang's detective outfit, I'm like, shit, I want to cosplay that.
Yeah, but pain to cosplay that. Holy shit.
No, Rudo is next on the docket. It's Rudo, then it's going to be Queen from To Be Hero X. I got a plan. It's all lined up.
Unfortunately,
it's happening.
Unfortunately, none of the Gachiakuta characters are what I would call easy to cosplay. So I think you might be alone on that, my gal.
That's very
I'm probably
fair.
Gonna say, you go
I
ahead.
want to try my hand at sewing a jacket.
You go ahead.
I've been watching so many cosplay tutorials for this one series. I'm like,
would love to see it.
I'm absorbing that information.
But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be with you on that one. I think I'm at a point where I'm not doing wigs anymore. I don't think I can. Just a pain.
I'm still doing wigs. Like, with the Lu Guang one, it wasn't perfect, but I feel like I actually attempted styling. Like, I did try heating, I did try curling, I did try all this stuff, and it's like, you know, if I just get the right materials, because sometimes that's all it comes down to, right? Like, if you're gonna make something out of foam,
always, yeah.
you gotta have a heat gun or something to make it hot so it holds its shape. That's just
you can always do something without stuff.
You need a curler. You need
there is
some
a
kind of
level
straightener,
where it is
clips.
like
You can always do something.
you can only go so far.
Yeah. But I'm like, Rudolph's gloves seem pretty easy. I think I could pull that off. The pants, I think I could thrift. I have boots. I have long red socks. The bags and stuff, that might be a little trickier, but I think I could make that work.
Yes,
I
Canadian
could
Lucifer, I
repurpose a
want to be an
messenger
anime
bag.
prince. I agree.
It could certainly happen.
Ooh,
It just
Canadian
shipped.
Lucifer.
Nice, Canadian Lucifer.
Yes.
Woo! We love when stuff arrives just in
We
time
do
for the
when
birthdays.
stuff arrives.
I was actually so happy when I got a blouse for my birthday. I did order it for myself because I was like, every year I wear the same
And
damn
there's
thing
no
when
shame
we
in that,
go out
Lisa.
to eat, and none of the pictures look different. I want this year's picture to look different, like time has passed.
Wait,
So I
wait,
got
what?
myself a blouse, and it did arrive in time, huh?
What were you saying? I missed that. You want it to look
so-
different? What
so-
was the start of that?
No, the TLDR of it is that whenever I have my like birthday pictures when my family and I go out to eat, because like I want pictures. I will
Mhm.
admit I'm one of those people who likes having pictures to look back on and share with other people. Yes, I'm like that. But the last few pictures I've had from like I think since 2020 have all looked the same because I don't consider myself a big clothes shopper, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
definitely
what I
not.
have, and I like how it looks. And clothes shop like fast fashion and stuff, and I just don't want to contribute to that, and yada, yada, yada. It's a whole deal. But this year, I was like going through the pictures, and I go, wow, I am literally wearing the same 2 shirts for the last 5 years. I want this year's pictures to actually look different. So I did go thrifting. I did get a very cute blouse. It's actually it's like a peasant blouse, I think, is probably the closest I could describe it. It has some like puff sleeves, but it's tank top sleeves.
Yeah,
so it's
I don't
very
know what it
nice,
is,
and
Ellie.
it has orange leaves on it. Big Halloween vibes, I feel, which is nice. Halloween and autumn vibes. And it arrived in time. So the pictures did look different this year.
Yay!
Like, finally, I'm not wearing the same thing every year. The scuff is strong. Ah, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
get a
what's
little bit
happening.
of a cutting out every once in a while.
Maybe I need to raise the gain.
No, it sounds like
on my mic?
I'm gonna be honest, it
Lower?
sounds like a Discord connection thing.
Oh, well, I got no control over that.
Yeah. What was I gonna say
I
though?
can't fix that. That's not a me problem.
I've started running into an issue. And
That's a dissue.
my issue, yeah. My issue is
The Discord issue.
I have decided what my aesthetic is. And I like my aesthetic. And I will specifically refrain from buying clothes that don't fit the aesthetic because I want to be able to very easily pick something and it goes with everything and it's really nice, right? So I have like a color
That's a
palette,
vibe.
everything like that. So I love it. That does mean, unfortunately, sometimes I'm like, oh, I would really love this, but it just doesn't go with my things. Whatever, that's fine. It's sad, but it's fine. My main problem is that all the clothes that I really want, that I would spend like $100+ on, are clothes that I am a person that I need to try clothes on. I am built in a way where they not so often do not fit. I am tall.
We are both built in a way,
I have
but it's in
an
opposite
hourglass
ways.
figure. Like, it's all have a small waist and a fat ass. It's not a joke. It's a problem. But I hate belts. I hate belts. They give me so much uncomfortable. I will bite somebody's head off if I'm forced to wear a belt. And it's just like, So I know for a fact that I need to try, because even like, again, I need to preface this. My ass is so fat, but my waist is so skinny that I will put on a skirt that fits my waist, but is tight on my hips. Like, it's a problem that clothes are not made for me. So at this point,
and women's sizes suck.
They suck.
It does
at
not
a certain point. I've never had to wear cufflinks, Bath, so I don't know about cufflinks, but I'm glad we're belt haters. I was not expecting that said. It's true. Dylan and I are the fat ass couple, okay? He also has the problem with having his ass be too big. He also has the problem with
Dylan
he's a man.
That has been a reference for Ferrex on multiple occasions.
Men's clothes, and so, but he doesn't have a problem
now
with a
you know
belt.
where all that
He
cake
always
comes
wears
from.
a belt, so he's fine. But I am Aunt Fanny, yeah. And
ooh, nice.
the
sketch
point I'm trying to make
alley.
here is that buying clothes online is a pain in the ass for me, literally, because they almost never ever fit. And I'm going to be honest, 90% of the places you get stuff from, it's a pain in the butt to return shit. Okay? So he did not model. He is not that flexible. Dylan and I are both moderately flexible, but not at that level. I can't reach the straight up thing. We both can leg kabed on each other, but that was not used as reference. That was a joke test after the fact. But the straight line is difficult.
I used to be able to do that thanks to dance class. I don't think I can pull that off anymore.
Once upon a time I could do a lot of shit, but I have not.
I could do that.
I have certainly lost. I am still more
Not
flexible
anymore.
than your average person, but I am not where I once was.
It's slowly fading with time.
I really want to buy clothes online, but I'm very, very not willing to spend like $100 and something on something that I really want, but with like a 90% chance that it's just not going to fit. And so I will have to return it. And then because a lot of the stuff I really want are these like niche little things, it's like, then you missed your chance. Right, like you had to get it this one, and it's like you fucking missed it.
That's the one that hurts.
Like
the
I
most.
was really wanted that. Like the only time I've done this is there was a jacket that I got because I can get the jacket in like a massive size, and then so it's not a problem. It doesn't have an issue. But like for anything else, it's like it's
Jackets
such a pain.
are also easier because you don't have to worry about the shape
But
as
like
much.
in-person stores just don't have this shit, you know. And you know, thrifting, you have to make
They
that
don't
like your
have
whole
cool
deal,
things.
right? And then and it's like, oh, just use the like size chart. My size measurements never line up. They like egregiously never line up. Like to like a crazy margin of error. Right? Like it's unfortunate how bad that they are not the proportions that you make. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting real close because I'm at this point in my life, I do not have a lot of not work clothes. Because I don't do a lot of things. But two is just, you get to a point where you just don't have any anymore. Especially for winter. And I'm slowly reaching a point where it's like, I think I just have to make my own clothes. I think I have to knuckle down and just decide on a piece that I really want to add to my wardrobe and just accept it. And I have to get over my fear of modifying clothes that I have because I have a lot of button-down shirts that I absolutely love. But my chest is just too big for them now, and I'm just afraid to cut. I'm just afraid to cut them, right? Like I'm just afraid.
You gotta start looking up some tutorials, Ori.
It's less that, and it's more like making clothes larger is difficult, and it's just a pain. Yeah,
you need a good dress
I really wish we could go back to that day. Canadians, for my wedding dress is being fully custom made, and I love the tailor that we have. Dylan's wedding suit is being all custom made by the same tailor, and it's great and really, really, really would love to do that, but it's expensive. And it's expensive because nobody does it. Like it's a never, like it's a self, oh yeah, Bass. We've been engaged since last February? Or 2 Februarys ago.
No.
Hold on.
2 February.
2 Februarys ago. It will be engaged 2 years in February.
Last year. Last year. And I remember because I had to go into my internship the next day.
Yeah. Last year, 2024.
Proposal night.
Yeah, we got engaged in February of 2024. And our wedding is May of 2026.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. May of 2026.
It's happening. It's happening. I got the RSVP and everything.
Yeah. Well, we actually... Next thing
I mean, they're pretty much already married. This is just a formality.
Yeah, it really is. The amount of times everybody starts asking about the wedding. It's going to be a
very beautiful formality.
And we're really, like, neither of us are particularly interested in doing a lot of the, like, planning. If we're being completely honest, we are not these kind of people. So a lot of it is very just like, yeah, okay, here's a general vision. Just like, yeah, that's fine. You know, sure, great. There's like a couple things where it's like, we're not having cake, we're having tarts. I will die on that hill. You cannot change my mind. My mother has tried a couple times. She's gotten on it now. She was like, it's just not. And it's like, no, Dylan does not like cake. And wedding cakes are never that delicious because of a whole nother reasons. That is not the baker's fault. I worked at a bakery. Yeah. I understand why, but they're never good. And nobody eats them.
They're meant to be pretty. They're not meant to be delicious.
Yeah. And that's the problem. And while I do like cake, I specifically like minimally decorated cake because then you can eat it out of the oven. Well, even without fondant, though, Baz, even without fondant, the problem is that to properly ice a cake in the most clean and nice way. I worked as a cashier, not as a baker in the bakery, Bass, but I do bake a lot. I've won cake contests twice in college. That was really fun. And they went to charity. It was great. And they were delicious. And none of them used fondant because, yes, fuck fondant for a number of reasons besides how it tasted. I've been affected by scuff. What?
Ori's been... Discord's having a time tonight.
That
this
seems
really
like
is an
a
issue.
alley thing at that point. I don't know.
Oh, no.
You're fine to me. I don't know, Allie. This might be you now. Does anybody else hear me? But,
from the other side.
when you ice a cake, again, even with regular frosting, if I'm cutting out Allie, I think it's you. Unless somebody else in chat wants to double down. Double down? Anyone else having problems?
You certainly can.
I would love to know.
You certainly can.
There's not much I could do about it. Okay, it's just Allie.
Bass says we're good.
We are on a lore thing tonight.
Foam decoration.
Very much a vibe in this for, but yeah, to properly ice a cake, again, with proper frosting, I'm not talking fondant, you have to basically, yeah, it's Enthuse's problem this time, Canadian Lucifer.
It's your fault, Enthuse, how dare!
And you basically, you bake the cake, and then you have to put the cake in the fridge. And then you have to take the cake out of the fridge, and you have to ice it with a crumb coat. And then you have to put the cake back in the fridge, and then you have to take it out and ice it again. And no matter how well you wrap that cake, no matter how well you do whatever, it is never good. It is, you can always tell, and it's just very sad.
Sucks out
and
all
the moisture. It's the moisture. They're always dry. And I don't blame the baker. There's just nothing you can do. I understand. But on top of that, Dylan just flat out is not a cake guy, you know, so it's like, okay, so no cake then. And I feel like people don't realize how beautiful cream tarts can be. My Pinterest board is full of them.
They really don't.
With real recipes, I have checked. But they're simpler than two.
Absolutely,
they're simpler than two.
And beautiful.
Yeah.
And everyone have their own little one.
We did do little
Our own
one.
little
We'll see
few,
what
maybe.
happens, who we get. But yeah. Yeah, we do. Both of us, Beth. We have so much cake already.
See, my problem with the pants, I don't have Ori's problem. I think I got a little bit of the opposite, where I got tiny ass, tiny waist, but then long fucking legs. Which is such a double-edged sword. Because the smaller you go, the shorter you get. So it's like, okay, I could either wear capris all the time, or I could hem the waist of every single one of my pants. And I don't want to do that.
The problem is that if you want to modify clothes...
Shirts are the worst, though, because I'm also big on top, and that is also its own issue.
Yeah.
Like, God, I hate clothes shopping so much.
So bad. You stumbled on a combination of us complaining about how the fucking standard size is very not for us, and also that led into talking about how I am getting tailored things for the first time.
From me saying I'm going to sew Rudo's jacket for a cosplay. I think that's where we started.
That is where we started. Yeah, it is where we started, and then it ended up in the I think I just kind of have to like buckle down, decide on an outfit that I would want to wear as like my let's go out and have a nice time where I look nicer, but it's not like crazy fancy, and just make it like at this point.
Yeah. That's how we got there, because you were talking about your wedding dress and how you were getting that custom made.
And it looks cool. It looks great. It's looking awesome.
It looks gorgeous. Oh my gosh, you're underselling it. It looks gorgeous. You are going to look like a fairy princess that day.
You gotta wait. There's getting sleeves, Mars.
Ah!
like flowy, floofy.
Ori's mom was so cute, because Ori went to go try on the dress. She was getting it fitted that day. And then I get a call from Ori's mom. I'm like, hi, Ori's mom. How are you? And she's like, oh, good. Well, we just tried on the dress. I got some new pictures. I'd like to come show you. Are you at your house? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. She's like, okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, gotta get dressed now. Gotta throw on something.
She was literally driving
and she was so excited when she showed off those pictures.
From
it was so cute.
The fitting. We were both driving home from the fitting. She was on the phone with me, and she's like, do you think Mars is home? And I'm like, yes, I do think Mars is home. And
it's very rare that I'm not home, I gotta be honest.
On a weekend too. And I'm like,
on a weekend especially.
She's like, do you think she'd want to see? I want to show her in person. And I'm like, yeah, I think she'd want to see. And she's like, okay, let me call her.
I was bouncing on my toes the entire time.
I was on speakerphone.
I was like, ooh, pretty.
She like called me back after that conversation with Mara. She's like, all right, Ori, I'm going. She's home. Do you want to be on speaker? I'm like, sure, I'll be on speaker.
It's like she was right there with us. Oh, I'm so excited. I gotta order my wedding gift for you guys.
The meteor incident, indeed. See, that's the other thing. Everyone's like, do you have a registry? And it's like, no, because I care about...
No.
Partially it's because I own a house, and it's not really owning a house, but like I live with Dylan, and before that I lived alone with a kitchen, so I have like the stuff you get from a wedding, except one thing that my mother has already said that she will get for me. The one thing that I've wanted for years, and is the sole thing that is like, I want this, and I want this very specifically, and this is like the one big gift that I will not buy myself, because it is like, this is the wedding gift that I want. I want a KitchenAid stand mixer.
Oh, yes. Ori, that will change your life.
And I specifically want
mixer.
A refurbished
And I only have my stand mixer because I'm still with my folks.
From the gut. Yeah, my mom has one. My mom has one that she has had from before I was born. And it's like, I really want it so bad.
It's so good.
And there's a guy, his name is Mr. Mixer. That's his like brand. And his whole thing is he is obsessed with KitchenAid mixers. and he refurbishes them, and he's made all these like attachments and stuff for them, and he knows them like inside and out. And so from him, I learned that the new ones are actually, they've removed parts that the old ones have that are kind of necessary to make them really good. So he actually refurbishes ones, and he adds all these extra parts. And if you buy from him, one, they are roughly the same price, so it's not like he's like jacking the price, but you also get lifetime guarantee from him, where at any time you can send it back to him and he will fix it. So, yes.
That's a good deal.
I do not have one, Canadian for my mother has one. So I've used one the vast majority of my life, but I have not owned my own because they are heavy. So like, you know, the only times I've been without them was college when I still lived with my folks when I came home. And I've only lived with Dylan for 2 years now. So it's like, there's not a lot of time to do that. But that's like the one thing I want.
The guarantee,
yeah, exactly,
indeed, Mason.
Oh, Allie, you're gonna win our bet. You're gonna win our bet, like, without question. That's your progress. Yeah. At this rate, you're gonna win our bet.
You're definitely gonna win,
and
Allie.
that's okay. I won't be upset to draw any one of your Blorbos.
You know, you win some, you lose some.
I'm sad my paper demon thing hasn't happened yet.
It's gotta come.
I know.
It'll come.
I'm so sad. Oh, we should get
Ori,
Mal today,
I'll write
though.
you one.
Shouldn't my anime list be today?
Oh shit, I think you're right.
Oh, I got a little notification.
Wait, let me check. Do I have a notification?
No, this is about
Let's
One
see.
Punch Man Season 3 Part 2.
I gotta be honest, ever since everyone's been talking about the animation quality falling off and like really falling off, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing about this. Oh, yeah, nothing about the Secret Santa yet, it looks like.
Nope.
It
the
says-
last thing in my notifications is Gachi
Says
Yakuja's
present
second season.
opening
That's
is
it.
the 30th. Oh, Wednesday the 30th?
Maybe they mean...
They must mean 31st. That says Wednesday. I'm looking
think
at
they
this.
mean
It says
31st.
Wednesday the 30th. Okay. That makes sense.
That checks out.
Yeah.
That
all right.
checks out.
That checks out. I just
right.
realized the chat is not in the right place, and that's why I'm being so fucking slow.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, I've kept it on my other monitor. What the bet was, it was I would finish the animatic to The Death of Me, Ace Attorney animatic before Allie finishes Trials and Tribulations. And unfortunately, Ori has had to do a lot of stuff recently, and thus that has not been happening. I have not been working on it. And Allie's gotten into a kick, and she's nearly there.
To be fair, the final case is a hard one to put down.
Hey,
I can see
I'm
why
okay
Allie
with
is
it.
Persevering.
The goal, and then I'm pretty sure it's just one of us would make Blorbo art for the other was basically what it was.
I do believe that was the agreed upon deal. If not, I think we have it pinned. So we
It's
can
definitely
double-check.
pinned. It's definitely pinned. Yes, indeed. Allie, your college shackles were
College shackles were
freed,
freed.
and my
Job
everything
shackles
else
were
came
not
up.
Freed.
No, it's literally
Yeah.
like
I don't
everything
know how
else
December
happens.
ends up the busiest month for us both.
It's bad. It's bad in a bad way.
It's rough. It's really rough. I literally the day before Christmas Eve, I get an email. Hi, hello, there's a report due the Sunday before everyone comes back from vacation. You could do this, right? I'm like, yes! Great timing. And then I also want to write more fan fiction. I had to catch up on the 2 paper demon things that I worked on, the Secret Santa.
Yeah,
the
not
Gratitude
me
Harbor.
thinking that I had
Oh my
one more
gosh.
day than I do for the fucking paper demon shit, but avant-garde's
Nope.
due tomorrow, so...
Avant-garde's due tomorrow. I'm not even gonna try. I have no idea.
That's fine. I'm only
I
trying
got
because
nothing,
I've had this
honestly.
idea, and I like how the sketch was turning out, but that's a tomorrow Ori thing. It's comic time, and we're working on the comic.
Indeed, Allie.
Mars and I are certainly...
It is comic time.
We've been having a, we had a talk.
We've been workshopping
last
how to
night,
streamline this for us.
and it's there's
'Cause
gonna
we
be a
needed
big overhaul, in the hiatus. That's just how it's gonna be. And we're sorry for that.
It doesn't affect you guys. Don't worry.
I mean, it technically does, but not in a way that I think anyone will actually care about.
Not in a negative way.
No.
Not
It's
in
in
a
a
negative way.
It's a side grade. We're doing a side grade that is 90% for us. I don't think we have to be like secretive about it. Do we want to be secretive about it? Okay.
Yeah, we could just share it right
so
now.
basically what's gonna happen is after tally marks is done, we're making a hard pivot all the way into pages instead of infinite scroll.
Yeah, we're doing the page format.
Yeah, we're
instead
doing
of
pages,
scroll.
not infinite scroll.
Just to make our
and
lives
that
easier.
means that we have to format everything into pages that's already in infinite scroll, and which is something we would have had to do
Which was gonna have to
anyway
be done anyway.
because of the we will print it. That's not a we want to print it.
eventual
We
print.
will print it when it's done. That's no
The
question.
inevitable print, I should say.
Yeah, it's an inevitable print that will happen when it's done. And so it would have had to be done for that eventually as well. And on top of that, I'm hoping that maybe it'll help get the dubs happening again because there'll be less work there.
Yeah. So we'll streamline that.
So
And
it'll
then it also
streamline that.
like preps it for our website as well, which is nice.
Yeah, but we specifically don't want it to have like a switch in the middle, basically, where it comes from infinite scroll to pages. So that's why there will be a long section of the hiatus literally just dedicated to switching the pages. And the reasoning for that is that one page is an average of, I'm gonna, on the high end here, say 6 panels. Where one current entry upload,
Ori and I are currently doing over 30 right now.
Yeah, the entry that just went up was 35 panels.
Yeah.
So even if we uploaded pages weekly, which would be the ideal goal, at an average of 6 pages, at 6 panels per page, that means that the entry that I just uploaded wouldn't have only lasted 4 weeks, it would have lasted 5 weeks.
Yeah. Big
And
difference.
and again, we're talking on a high average of 6, where I think the real average is more like 5, right? With infinite pages,
And
no.
Well, the other crux of this change is that Ori and I do get tired working on the same thing for extended periods of time. Like, as funny as some of my mistakes are, and we love to point them out with the flats and everything, a lot of them do happen because I'm just like, oh, I'm almost at the end. Shit, let's go. I'm almost free. And then I make stupid mistake after stupid mistake. I think making it pages instead of infinite scroll, so less panels, will mitigate that because
it will help.
Ori has to go back and correct my mistakes, and that's time that she has to spend doing that.
The other
which
thing
we don't want her to do.
With that is that that if we do it right, we can batch properly. Oh no, what a tragedy. Yeah, so terrible, Allie. I know, so horrible.
I don't know.
And I will say, y'all probably should read Outcaste because there's no, because there's no way that Mars isn't going to want to take this opportunity to change things.
Yeah, I've certainly thought about it.
I'm not against it. We'll discuss. But, my brain died again. Hold on. But yeah, so, and then, because we knew that every comic we want to make beyond Outcast is going to be page format anyway. And so we do want, so it's like kind of might as well, you know, at this point it's like We've been talking about it. We've been thinking about it. We need to do it anyway. And like I said,
We might
I do
as well
hope
just jump on the boat.
I do
now.
hope this will allow me to better do the dub more again, because I don't want to lose it. I like the dub. I want to do the dub. You know, like I
the
really
dub
do.
is fun.
And so,
and it's a good option to have for people.
I think a good option to have, and it really brings in the views. Like I gotta tell you, it really brings in the new peeps. You know, like that's my biggest thing. Is one, it is nice to have. Then you can't tell me that Milano or Hotson or anybody is a woman because they're voiced by Dylan the man. Well, Ferrix isn't, but it's my Phoenix voice. But I
try to make Sinnet sound as NB as possible.
Yeah, I think you do a fine job. Yeah, you can, Allie. Because now I'll actually have to fucking thumbnail, so you got me. You got me.
See, Allie, you started with the dub. There you go.
Yeah.
So we gotta put effort into the dub.
Yeah, I really like making the dub. I don't want to lose it. It is just one of those, like, back burner things because it's just not the main thing, you know? And so hopefully this can help with that as well. And then it really will just be like okay, we can actually have backlog again. We can actually have, you know, a whole thing.
We haven't had backlog in so long.
Yeah, oh my God. We haven't had a true backlog since we
from the
first
please.
Mars, I don't think we've had real actual backlog since we first started uploading Outcaste.
No, we haven't.
Like
we
I'm always
definitely
inspired to have like a whole chapter done before we start uploading, but that is yet to be the case.
A little bit of a pipe dream.
I think it can.
I think we can make it happen.
Be the case.
But as things stood, it was a pipe dream.
Again, when we first uploaded, I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
But when we first uploaded, no, because we had been working on it for a year prior.
Yeah, we didn't have a hiatus until after Ferrix's hangout.
Yeah, so we got
that was
really
a long
far.
time. We had a
that
long
was a very
time.
long time. We had a lot prepared.
Yeah. So I want to have that again. I don't want to feel like I'm constantly on a time crunch with the comic to do that, but I also we really need to get past tally marks, like really bad.
Yeah.
Not because we don't love Everett and Saika and everything.
Again.
I need the boys.
I miss my boy.
I need the boys to come back from the war really bad. Really, really, really fucking bad.
That is the hardest thing with tally marks. I've been enjoying it. It's fun.
Mars loved writing it. But I'm done.
Boys.
I need the boys.
Much.
You can tell I miss the boys when I do more boy stuff outside the comic. As you can see how much boy stuff I've been doing outside the comic. I've done 2 different things where I just draw Milano as a challenge and then I finish this fucking thing and I'm like, the boys. So, okay, it's a complicated question, Allie, but not in a bad way. So, Webtoon does quote unquote allow page comic upload. There's nothing like against it. It is, however, explicitly formatted to be infinite scroll. And this does mean that a lot of people who read webtoons exclusively will drop comics that are not set up as infinite scroll as pages, because that's not what they're used to, that's not what they like, so they kind of drop it. It feels weird to them. They won't do it. Okay. However, there is a workaround to this that I've seen multiple comic artists do, and I think it is a beautiful way to do it, and that is you string a bunch of pages together vertically, and you basically get a vertical scroll comic. You literally do. You literally do. And so,
you just staple them together.
The method would be that we would be so my current goal, then this may change, my current goal would be we upload a page a week on the website, and then at I don't know what the marker would be, if it's once a month or or it's every chapter. I don't know what we do with Webtoon. I think once a month sounds good, but we'll see. That would be something to think about. That batch would get uploaded to Webtoon. Additionally,
it's still being workshopped.
Once the new year is done, I do want to reach out to our website designer and see if I would break anything by adding comments to the website. So then you can comment on the website. I don't think we break anything,
but it might be something we have to
It's a formatting thing. My only issue would be formatting. It's integratable. The only thing is, like, will it go in easy and not break the pretty pictures, or will it break the pretty pictures? And I do want that.
Question.
So I do just want to wait until after the holidays to be like, hey, how you been? She's great though, 100%. Highly recommend. If you guys ever want to build a comic website for any reason,
was incredible.
Let us know. We will recommend her. She's been great. Don't promise anything. I want it to be all talking about Milano. Only talk about Milano.
Synod or
no.
I mean,
Milano's
totally
great.
An option
only
too.
Talk about Milano. we need my Milano stands over here. Come on.
Where's my Synod peeps?
Yep. You have Synod peeps. I think Synod is Enthus's favorite Synod.
Right now.
Bass's friend's favorite Synod. What do we call Milano stands for sure? I feel like you're just crew.
Yeah, that'd be crew.
You're just crew at that point.
You're his crew.
You're his crew.
Lurking in the distance, Enthuse. I need you to speak up. Help me rep over here.
Nah, Nicole's was Ferrix.
Yeah, Nicole enjoys Ferrix.
But the Navy is the bad guys.
And then somebody really liked Aster.
Dichotomy loves Aster. Dichotomy is an Aster stan.
Okay.
Dichotomy is an Aster stan. Yeah, how far you get, Bass?
Do we call them sinners?
Yeah, there you go. If you want Enthuse, you can coin that. Oh, we also have Averett loves. Gideon Lucifer is
if
Averett
we're going
your
that
favorite?
route.
Yeah, okay, I got there. Got my answer immediately. Chapter 2 halfway? All right.
Oop, I'm gonna sneeze.
Soup asking for a larger sample size. I do have Kabedons, but none of them are of Averett. The sample size is Hotsun.
Hotsun got
What
Kabedon
gender do I
lot.
think this cookie is?
Instinctually, I want to say girl, but it's probably a guy.
Instinctually I say woman, but the fact that you're asking means that it's probably a guy.
That'd be a dude. I'm going dude.
Nicole's a Ferrix fan, Enthuse. Soup also loves Averett and Aster. Those are Soup's two faves.
Soup likes the A's.
Yeah.
The A boys. It is a dude. Knew it!
I feel the clothed pain,
Very pretty,
Allie.
though. I really love the design of this cookie. That
was basically like Dylan's thing with Jinshi, where he's like, I would say a woman, but the fact that you're bringing it up in this conversation means it's probably a man.
No, the data's been ruined!
Yeah, that's the problem with that. You can't, like, unruin the data. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was funny, because in talking with Ori about, like,
Allie,
how so many people thought Milano might be a girl or, like, get butch lesbian from him, I realized just how many comics we read with non-binary or androgynous characters.
We read a lot of comics with men with long hair.
What about this one? We do. We really do. Ooh, you place a bet on sugar cookies? Well, now I'm hungry, so I have no choice but to eat my chocolate. So thanks for that.
Bet it on sugar cookies? Oh, we're saying a type of cookie?
I feel like Snickerdoodle gives Ace vibes. Oh, there's others, Bass. There's others. We've had a couple of people mistake Milano for a girl. You and
There's
your friend are
been
not the
one
only
other
one.
person that has explicitly mistaken him for a woman. And there's a lot of people in chat that are like, I can see it. Me draws Adam's apple larger. No. Ace is not a gender.
I know, but don't snickerdoodles just give Ace?
Milano is gender. Ooh, yeah, Bass. That's it.
Ooh, I can see it. I can see it. Drawing Milano's pecs bigger.
Yeah, the bigger the, not like that Pokemon bug catcher, you know, guy. It's not like he has literally the big pecs kind of snatched waist and everyone thought he was a woman. Or people had thought he was a woman.
Yeah, implying women can't get gains. I think Saiga would have some words about that.
I'm very proud of Saiga. I did like a lot of research because I really wanted her to look a very specific way. So I tried very hard to make her look a specific way. I think there will be slight refining in the line work that you're not seeing here, but body type, really happy with. Minor refining in the face I will do. I've noticed some things I do want to change. These are like the first sketches of her ever, so. Side profile slaps, though.
So
I'm really
pretty.
happy with her side profile. A lot.
Like,
And I'm very happy with
Smash.
her hair. So, very fun. See, that's why I'm drawing her shoes so much. It's so step on me, mommy.
And, you know, that's what truly matters at the end of the day is, are you happy with your own work?
I think there is a
'Cause
level
if
to
you feel happy. I feel like other
questioning.
people will feel that passion.
But, like, I also feel like there's a level of... So, like, in my mind, when people say Milano looks like a woman, it's like, why? You know, like, specifically I'm talking about in the face. Like, my first reaction is why? Because there is a level of...
Points.
I do want him to look like a man, him specifically. Unlike, you know, Synod is obviously non-binary, so supposed to be, you know, somewhere in the middle, kind of confusing. And Hotsun is a soft, you know, pretty boy. You know, so it's
Hotsun's
like,
a twink.
yeah, understandable
We've
that we
established
could,
that.
you know, mix that up. That's fine as well. But there is a level of like, I do want Milano to look masculine, but
Ooh,
if the
Milano's
only
signature
options,
color is red, Allie.
yes, but if
That's
there's
his sketch
only
color.
the options of, cut his hair or give him facial hair, it's like then like, we're kind of just gotta accept that men with long hair will look feminine in a lot of cases unless they're Axis.
I will be honest.
If somebody
I refuse
messes-
to give any of the main characters facial hair.
I just don't want
I
it.
will
I just don't
Die
want
on
it.
that hill.
I just don't want it.
Guard 1 and Guard 2 can have it. That's fine. Not on my main
Yeah,
boys.
exactly.
I'm
And vice versa
sorry.
for women, you know, right? Like, I'll be very curious how we feel about certain women. There's 2 characters coming up that I hope you're confused about. Then I did my job right. But there's also like a, if anybody thinks that Axis off the bat is a woman, it's like, well, then all bets are off.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the 10-10 confusion. Exactly. So there's
Especially
a level of like,
with the exposed chest.
if there is an explicit...
If people think he's a girl, I'll literally be like, how? How?
There is Perry, but Perry's not the one I want you to be confused about. I do hope that people think Perry is a man. It's Perry's side hose. No. I'm still uncertain what their relationship will be.
I got a little bit of an idea.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of an idea with that. I'm still workshopping it.
Okay.
And
And
I
they
think could be interested.
very interested in Perry. Perry's fun. We've got a lot of ideas. I will say there's Studio Investigrave inspiration that has happened with Perry recently. I do think his design is pretty set. I do think I might tweak Onyx and Andy a little bit. Not like egregiously, but I really want to iron out like the facial features type thing. You know, like their eyes shape and like their like just really kind of like nail it down exactly because I want it to be the most confusing. Does that make sense? Like I want it to be like moment to moment it's like, wait, did I get it wrong? Those are the ones I'm like putting in a lot of effort to be like hold the phone. Where Sinnit is like, if you can tell that he's, you know, assigned male at birth, but they are obviously having NB things. Like, I will say I'm very excited for the port outfit. There's, like, lore history with Sinnit that I'm really proud of how it looks. Very fun stuff. Yes, we will get shirtless Milano, and then you cannot ask questions
Oh, it's
anymore.
coming.
It's not fully shirtless, but more shirtless Milano.
It's definitely coming. Hang in there. Hang in there.
Yes, and that's the other reason, like an additional reason.
Guys, get excited for port outfits.
That's an additional reason that I want to go to Pages, is because I'm already struggling with the background, with like time involving this place that has probably the most minimal backgrounds of any place they've ever existed. And port is coming up next.
Yeah.
So I'm really scared of that.
You're gonna be okay.
The problem is that there is a level of like, I do want to do it good. You know, like that's like there's a level of, I have a vision and I don't want to compromise too much on that vision. And that's sort of like the main scare, you know, is that it's like, I know how I'm liking to draw background because, and this is a big thing that when you, especially when you do passion projects, but really when you do art at all, I think this is a reason why people will, you know, stop liking doing art, is if you lose sight of sort of, there's always a compromise, especially like if you're doing it for your profession, there's always a compromise, right? If you're doing it for a living, there's always going to be a compromise. But if you are self-employed doing it for a living, you can lean into that a little more. But especially for passion projects, you need to enjoy what you're doing the vast majority of the time.
This is true for writing
and you
as
also
well.
need to be at least pretty happy with the result. Now, you're never going to be like, oh my god, this is my masterpiece. Like, that's a lot, especially for a comic.
No, but
where
you might think,
taking shortcuts.
I'm
but
feeling this. This is a good one.
You do want to, again, especially the comic, look at the comic and be like, wow, I am proud of how the comic looks. Like, I take pride in how the comic looks. And I don't, you have to reach a level of compromise that is like, okay, this doesn't make me want to not draw the comic anymore because this is so intricate and detailed and so painstaking and so annoying, but it's still enough.
That's definitely the balance we had to find.
Where I liked the result, and I'm still finding that because backgrounds are not my favorite thing, and I will say I have gotten happier with backgrounds recently, and I will attribute both that to the comic and also Paper Demon, because because having backgrounds makes more points, I do push myself to accept the loosey-goosey backgrounds, if that makes any sense, where if you've seen on the streams how I draw, the background for like the Flare Cookie Gratitude Harbor one is definitely like quick and dirty, and I'm like making the idea of a stove with colors, like there's no line art or anything, because I know I'm going to blur the background, because that is the style that I like. I like how characters look on a out of focus background. I like that they are the focus, especially if the background is far enough in the background.
I like that as a storytelling tool because it puts emphasis on the character.
And you can see in my Paper Demon stuff that I use that white outline a lot, that I debated testing in the comic. I don't think I will, because I think it takes them a little more out of it and makes it more of a stylized thing than I would want for the comic, but I like, there's a level where I want the backgrounds to feel detailed, to feel lived in, to feel stuff. But the more you do that, the more shit that needs to be in the background.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm really
and especially
concerned
in port,
about the compromise.
where it's a lot of vendors, a lot of
port
people.
is specifically supposed to be a bustling place, a crowded place, like a lot of stuff going on, and it needs to feel that way. And that's where my fear comes from. But actually coming up with them is painful in your brain. Allie, I would say the biggest benefit for me is draw what you know. And now you'll be like, oh, Ori, but I've never been to, like, a space, station on the moon or something. And it's like, yeah, obviously. But have you been to a laboratory? Or not even have you been to a laboratory?
Planetarium?
Have you seen one in a movie? Have you seen those corporate offices? Have you seen those sort of thing? Yeah, have you been to science class? Right, like in a lab? Have you...
What's your favorite sci-fi media? What do you like about those environments?
Okay, they're on the moon. What is this thing on the moon? What's the purpose of it? Right? And then you go, okay, what are things that I know of, that I exist in, that I've seen that? When I draw Flair's kitchen is the kitchen in my house. Both of those Gratitude's Harbors I did recently, where there's one has a Christmas tree, that is the Christmas tree at my parents' house. I'm not looking at a reference because it's going to be blurred out and stuff, but I know what that looks like, where the Christmas tree is compared to the stairs, compared to everything, right? I know where the stove is compared to the blah, 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 the things and all that stuff. And then it's what is on the counters, right? What are the stuff I have on the counters? So it's just shit on the counters, right? Blah, 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 whatever. And so those are easier to picture in your mind than trying to come up with something completely new wholesale. And then the things that you need reference for, you get reference for, right? So I'm thinking of, no, I have not been on a pirate ship explicitly, but I have luckily seen a pirate ship in real life. I've also seen the goofy ones that are at, like, fucking mini golf sometimes, right? You see the ones in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and, you see the ones... Those
ones are good references.
Like SpongeBob the Flying Dutchman, right? How it was simplified, and you think of all these things, and then you go, okay, but you also go, I've been on a boat before. I've been on a boat. Yes, it's a modern boat, but you still have the general idea of the things that need to be on the boat, and that there's stuff below deck and all those sort of things. Ooh, that's cool, Bass. That's very cool.
Ooh.
I
actually did one similar, but it was a whaling ship.
Yeah.
That we got to tour. It was an actual whaling ship.
Nice.
That they retired, docked in the harbor, and you got to take a tour on it. That was cool.
I've been on a battleship. But, those are still different than the ones we're talking about in Outcast.
We all got lots of ship experience.
We do have lots of...
I'm hearing.
Mars and I live near water, so we're always going to get ship experience.
It did come with the territory.
But it's that sort of thing, Allie. You're taking both experience, and then you go, so it's like... I would love to help specifically. Can you give an example of a place you're trying to think about? We're not that close.
I got one correct. Damn.
But we are very close to water. The bakery I worked at is a block off the water. It's next to a marina. We live in a fairly affluent area where 3 of my friends had boats and were part of yacht clubs. I've only been
Yeah.
on 2 of their boats.
Owning a boat around here is kind of a big thing. It's like just
A
kind of
lot
what
of people own
around here.
boats, yeah. Dylan's family also own a boat. That's actually 4 people. Sorry, 4 people.
That friend we talked about earlier tonight in the triple date that we went on, her father owned a boat, and we went tubing every summer. Yeah. Well, she owned a boat, and then her boyfriend's father also had a boat as well. So they went out
Wow,
fishing.
I didn't know that about them.
Yeah.
I didn't know
They went
about
out
them.
fishing.
Oh my god, I
went with
keep
them a couple
adding people
times,
that
then we
owned
went
boats that I know.
tubing.
I have to keep adding people that I know boats. He had a
Tubing was
boat,
wild.
went on a lot
Cut
that.
the road
She
a
had a
couple
boat,
times.
went on a lot that. Dylan's family had a boat, went on that.
My
and
family
then
never
she
had
did
a
sailing.
boat.
Yes, I've never owned a boat either. My family.
Ooh, yes, I have been fishing bass.
Yes.
I've caught a couple things. I've caught a couple fish.
2
And a
years
crab.
in a row.
I got a crab by mistake one time.
2 years in a row, my grandmother took me fishing as like a, you did good in school, Ori, let's go fishing. On like, once was off a dock at some sporting events, and twice
Ooh.
was on a charter boat. All of them were catch and release. And I almost got the winning bass one year. I got outed by like 1/4 of an inch, I think it was.
See, we didn't do catch and release. When I went with my friend and her family, we caught and then we cooked and ate.
Yeah, I don't like seafood.
And they tasted pretty good. We did let the crab go. But the fish weren't so lucky, but they did taste pretty good.
Yeah, I don't like seafood.
Now
so.
I know how to scale a fish. Not sure when I'm gonna need that in the future. Probably for
Outcaste.
Esther's cooking scene.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a side school that'll help me later. I also love seafood bass. My dad got
perfect bass.
lobster very young. We were in some restaurant. It had to be like one of those lobster restaurants because they did lobster really well, and that's the only way my dad orders lobster. And he just started giving me little pieces. I'm like, ooh, yes, I vibe with this. This is a good taste. I want more.
You see food and eat it. Yep.
That's a good diet to be on. Oh, shrimp. Shrimp is so good. My dad and I get a lot of shrimp.
Dylan loves
I like
shrimp.
salmon. I like cod.
I just can't do it,
What
man.
else?
I just can't do it.
Lobster. I've had crab before. Crab's pretty good. I do like mussels, oysters, lobster rolls. Oh, great. Now I'm hungry again. I'm gonna need to get more chocolate. Shit.
You like my soul.
Yeah. All this inspiration. Is it any wonder Ori and I wrote a series starring the ocean as the setting?
Think about what's in Scarlet's room / home. What character you want to put in this place, but you're really dead at coming up with layouts. Okay.
Ooh.
So you can think about a lot of things. Gosh, I keep doing the wrong brush. Obviously, how messy or not messy the room is. What is in the room? Is it a lot of books? Is there stuffed animals? Is there a chair for reading? Is there a desk? You know,
One of my favorites are what pictures are on the wall? What pictures? What posters?
Is there
'Cause that
anything
can
on the
show a
wall
lot
at
about a
all?
character.
You know,
That too.
Is the bed made or not made? Is the bed just the headboard against the wall, or is it, you know, is the side of the bed against the wall now as well in the corner? You know,
I'm looking around my room for inspiration. Picture frames, also a good one. Like, what does she have? Family members on display, or just friends, or no pictures? That could be an option.
like what I guess I would start with is like, would I like to
I would
guess
think
the
about
great
her
cookie gender
interests
question?
and then
Sure.
see how you can reflect that in the room.
Oh my goodness.
Because that'll like give you insight into her personality, right? Like with the whole is the bed made or not kind of shows like how meticulous is she, how orderly is she, like stuff like that. Obviously the posters are like, what is she interested in? What does she find worthy enough to be on her wall?
Oh shit.
Oh, you're taking the cookie test story?
Yeah, NB's an option. Uh-oh.
I think NB's an option. I just kind of took a random guess.
The eyelashes,
The
they
eyelashes
lie.
I wasn't even looking at the eyelashes.
I'm trying to think vibe only. Yeah.
I went off vibe, but clearly my vibe was off.
Okay. I'm gonna go with... Okay, I didn't mean for this to alternate, but that's my guess.
Ooh. Girl, guy, girl, guy. Girl, guy, girl, guy. And I assume you're going left to right, top to bottom?
If you start with the top left and you click the next arrow, that is the order I have gone them in.
Okay, I did the same. Ooh, how many did she get, Allie?
I got one check.
I'm waiting.
Which is partially correct, I'm assuming, if we're going by Ace Attorney trivia rules.
Perhaps, perhaps.
That seems like the way.
One correct!
Yay!
This one's tough.
Well, I'm going to assume that it's the first one is a woman. I think is the one through line that we've all gotten correct.
Everyone got a different one correct.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck.
Never mind. I can't wordle my way out of this one. All right.
That Wordle today almost got me, but I figured it out.
Top 10 questions I still can't answer. Very
so proud.
true. Very true.
Ooh, the cookies are tough.
They really just throw it out the window and they go, yeah, I want the cookie to look this way, and then they pick gender at random out of a hat later. I think that's the only explanation I've got. And, you know, that's fine. Cookies can be whatever gender they want. They have to, you know, even people. Nobody has to conform to any standards. You just have to accept.
Oh, I was so mad about Myrrh, Bass. I was so mad about Myrrh.
Oh, I got Myrrh. I was very proud of Myrrh.
I was sitting there.
I kept spelling it wrong, though, but thankfully none of the ways to spell...
Just being like, what word doesn't have a vowel in it?
Sometimes why, Mars? Sometimes why?
I completely forgot that. It was just not clicking for me. I did get the other ones, though. The following days did go smoother.
I didn't get it in 3. I think I got it in 4. And I kept spelling it wrong, but thankfully none of the wrong spellings of Myrrh are actual words. So it was just, how the fuck does this work? I know the word!
Power was the hardest. I wish I could remember what day that was.
Yeah, I don't do it, you know, consistently enough to be like, I know all the ones.
I've been doing it pretty consistently.
Oh, I'm glad, Allie.
I want to exercise my brain, and it's also in Rage's server, so I'm like, this feels like interacting with my friends.
Yeah, if you guys, I won't do it unless, like, I get the notification that one of you in Rage's server has done it. Otherwise, I forget about it.
Ooh, that's a good strategy, Allie. I've heard of people using The Sims to build layouts for their houses as well, so there's that option too.
Giving them poses! Yay, getting a Lucifer.
Ah! Hey, let me see. I do wish for answers, Allie.
I want to show you, Allie, a thing that I did.
I'm so curious.
And the reason
I wish
is,
for answers.
so I don't have The Sims, and while I definitely could build something in Minecraft,
I'm my Secret Santa.
Kinda lazy, apparently. I probably should do that, if I'm being honest, but I haven't.
It's a lot of work.
Maybe I'll do it for port. I have built 3D
Port
models.
might need it.
I have built 3D sets in the Clip Studio Paint, 3D thing. I have done that. The jail was built that way, actually. So I do stuff. But references, locations. So these are two. Oh, we can actually open. Okay, we can open a couple things. We can open that. That was not the one. Oh, I opened both. Amazing. That's what I wanted to do, so that's good. Mm-hmm. Can open that.
Oh, what a cute
that,
little sketch, Allie.
And that.
I kind of like the big cord, to be honest. I like the swirl effect it provides. I'd say keep it.
Whoops. So here we can see various level. There was one more. Is it this one? No, it's this one. Various levels of effort put in.
I saw alphabet soup.
Alrighty then. Yeah, me too, Canadians, for me too. But so you can see here, this is an original sort of idea of how the treehouse works. And there's a slight difference, but this is, a lot of this has remained the same. And you can see it sort of come in here. But you can also see really minimal references like this. How this room worked. And it was literally just so I could tell where everybody, was in the room.
That's what it is.
Yeah, these are the Skittles.
I called it alphabet soup because it looks like
these are the Skittles
in a bowl.
But then you can see, so here I used just the shape models in Clip Studio Paint. So the squares are logs, the square is the pot on the fire pit. This big one is the tree trunk, the main tree that matters. And then these are the bushes around. And then I had to draw, the rest or everything. So it's not 100%, but it is, a general idea. And then, it's a 3D model, so I can turn it so I can tell where the angles are. That's very nice. But you can also see underneath it, I made this top-down view first so that I could place everything with it from the top down and get it where I wanted it. And then I had a 3D thing that I could move around. And then you have, this is where Hotson is staying in the room. So this was just, I did an isometric, and it's everything on the treehouse is made out of a piece of a boat, basically. So those were design elements that I wanted to keep in, where it's it's this weird curved door, but they had to make a door frame to fit the weird curved door, right? This is actually a big front part of a boat. That's why it's kind of boat shaped. You can actually see there's a reference as to how it's actually, it actually looks with the roof. So this is the outside look. So this is actually the bottom of the boat. The boat is standing up, and then this is the inside of the boat piece. So that's how that looked. But but it's very sparse. It's this little spare room that they just use, you know, as like a bed, you know. Who knows, maybe it is Milano's room, but he sleeps outside, blah, blah, blah. Etc., etc. This was some of the first...
You're upgrading, Allie?
I highly recommend Clip Studio Alley. I would say try to see and wait if you can when they're on sale, because they go on sale very frequently and really good. So it's really worth it.
That's how I got mine.
I would say you don't need XE. I used Pro for a long time. The only reason I got EX was because I wanted to animate longer things. But otherwise, I never had a need for it personally. But, you know, weigh the pros and cons. Pro is very affordable, in my opinion. EX is definitely like you're investing, but you can. They're not perpetual licenses on mobile, but they are only $1 a month for Pro, so that wasn't as bad as I thought. And so I am probably gonna do that because I'm really getting sick of Procreate. Good night, Mason.
Night, Mason.
And yeah, exactly. Mars only uses Pro again, and I give her files from CSP, and the only thing she can't see is that the models are slightly better in EX. They have some features that she doesn't for whatever reason.
And
but
sometimes
again,
Clip Studio does throw a fit between transfers if
that's because I have the models in it
first. Yeah,
but like I said,
so mine
and then
completely panics
on
whenever
PC,
that happens.
they are perpetual license. Like you can still do perpetual license. I'm 99% sure you can, and you can upgrade. What I love is that I'm on Clip Studio Paint 4 now. I'm 99% sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on 4 now. And the upgrade is like, especially if you do a sale, really cheap to upgrade. Like I'm gonna be like for art program stuff and for something that I use so frequently, I highly recommend Clip Studio without question. But this did change. The layout of this did change. Again, these are like the early sketches of it. But these are the kinds of things that I draw, Allie, and then you can actually... did I make it? Yeah, so I have actually saved in Clip Studio Paint the layout of the prison that we actually use now. So you can see how that looks in 3D, and then so I can move it and I can tilt it and I can make sure that people are roughly in the space and do that. That person is there for scale.
Look how handy that is.
So,
oh,
Allie,
I look forward to the synopsis, enthuse.
The thing that I always saw when people doing stuff was you draw the top down first, and then you can make the 3D model on top of it, and then you can do the different views. But if you really learn how to do it, you can take the top down view and draw the angle view with a ruler if you know how to do that. I don't, and I'm lazy, and I probably will never learn because I really can't be bothered. But this is really fun. Very neat. I also did trying to remember what I called it. Yeah, so in the band AU, that dorm room was pretty full and specific, and I need to preface, Allie, this dorm room that Hotson has in the band AU is explicitly based off the dorm room I had at college. Okay, like very, very explicitly built off the dorm room I had at college. But so you can see here, it had, this is the dorm room bedroom. So this is like a carpet. This is the bed. This is like a picture frame. This is a door. I actually think I ended up making that a closet in the end. Did I make that a closet in the end? I don't know. Something happened. This is a mirror. This is a bookshelf. This is a dresser. This is like a I'm sorry, this is a desk. This is a dresser. So in College Enthuse, my freshman year, everyone either had a double or a triple. I had a double. But then, after freshman year, you can move into rooms that you are in like a suite. And so you have your own bedroom now. But we always had our own bathrooms. Every dorm always had its own bathroom. So even when you were 2 beds in the same room and it's just one room with 2 beds and 2 desks and 2 dressers and everything, you have your own bathroom vanity area. Yeah, no. Our dorms were built in 2011. Very new dorms. And then upper class.
I had the single dorm room experience. Ori got the bougie
No, I had
treatment.
bougie ass dorms, 100%.
She had a bougie dorm.
Floor-wise, it makes sense that
I upgraded in senior year to a suite, which was really nice. Still no kitchen. Still had to go down for that.
Only freshman year, I had to room specifically in the same room, and it was like a studio, right, with the beds and everything in the same room. But we did have a bathroom that was part of it. And then, but what it meant is that you were responsible for cleaning the bathroom versus when you have like a common bathroom, you don't have to clean the bathroom, right? So there is, a cost-benefit analysis. But you were supplied cleaning supplies. So that's cool. And then, upperclassmen, so again, anybody but freshmen, you could apply to be in it, and it was very cutthroat. There were 3 different kinds of rooms you could have. You could have a 2-person room suite without a kitchen, so it just had a microwave and a mini fridge and a counter space and a table, but it didn't have any stoves or anything like that. But you had the suite, and then you had your own single room off of that suite. And then you had doubles with a kitchen that had the same table, but they had 2-burner flat top stove, a full fridge, and a bigger microwave and cabinet space and stuff. And again, you have your own lockable room off of the suite where it is 1 bed. It's a little smaller than... No, it's roughly this size. It was roughly this size. Not that big. But nice. And then you had the 4-person room, which is what I had. And the suite of the 4-person has a full square dining room table. It has a full kitchen, so you have a stove with an oven, you have a microwave, you have a full fridge, you have a dishwasher, you have a bunch more cabinet space, and then you also have a living room area with your couch, love seat, coffee table, and TV console. It doesn't come with a TV though, you have to bring your own TV. The 4-person had 2 bathrooms with 2 vanities, and then everybody had their own room off of it. So I lived the luxury life. There is a room better than that, and originally the room better than that is you could have a single, but the only people that had singles were the upperclassmen. So the area where I lived in the 4 was called the Extension. So this is actually part of the building that was built after the building was originally built. And the final room of the Extension is where the Extension RAs lived. So you got to be in your separate thing. And so every floor's extension was its own little thing that had its own RA. And the RA got to live in the single room, which is the nicest room. So you live fully alone. You live fully alone. You get the full kitchen, but instead of a table, you have a bar, like the counter seating. So like a peninsula with counter seating. You have the full living room. And then you have your own full bedroom, and the bedroom is actually bigger than the regular bedrooms you get in the 4-person, in the suites. And then your bathroom is off of that single bedroom. So the RAs actually would get to live there for free. And I became pretty good friends with my RA, and he had a dog.
Ooh,
which was great.
based.
And because the extension had its own set of fire doors, so the extension basically had like 4 rooms on it. And one of them is that RA's room. One of them is my room. One of them is my neighbors who I was also very close with. And then there's one other set of room of people that we never ever fucking saw. And so the dog would and I always left my door open to my room because it opens into the suite. And so you always, and so everybody else you can be in your bedroom and not be bothered if the main door is open. So you had the main door open, and the RA would just suddenly there would be a dog because the RA would let his dog out, and she would come and she would come to my room. And that was great. She was a yellow lab. She was great. I made her treats and stuff. But yeah, so that was really, really, really cool. Unfortunately, I think it was my 3rd year. That RA actually graduated. No, must have been. Yeah, so going into my 3rd year, that RA graduated, and the RA for the non-extension part of my floor, who was also my friend, he was really cool. We were like, oh, excited, he's gonna get the single room, but they changed the policy because they had too many students than the dorms could be, right? And
that's rough.
So they actually instead you could pay for the single room an inordinate amount of money, my lord. But you could, and you could get a single room. But
it
sadly,
was certainly a possibility.
They basically then removed the RA for the extensions, and you just had a upperclassman floor RA and a freshman floor RA, because there was like 2 sections that came separated from the middle where everything was. And so he stayed in his same room. Sadly, he didn't get the single. Somebody who we never interacted with moved into the single. I think they were grad students moved into the single. But yeah, it was really cool. I really loved my dorm experience. My dorm experience was definitely what you would hope a apartment complex experience would be. In the sense of I knew my neighbor, we went over there all the time, you can have your door open while you're there,
That's the best thing
have
about
your neighbors
college.
walk by and chill and everything. Like I said, the dog, so there's definitely and sometimes there's 1 or 2 every once in a while I see a cat that roams the hall with its owner. I'm talking on the internet, and it's that's the kind of dorm, that's the kind of experience that I had in.
That's the
dorm.
kind of experience,
right? So another little funny thing, my dorm room had what I called the porch, and what that is that instead of the door being directly off the hallway, we were in a slight alcove and then our door. So the rest of the hallway we were inside a little bit. So we had a little section of area that was hallway, but wasn't anywhere that anyone would walk besides people going into my room. So I called it the porch, and I would actually sometimes I had a folding chair, and I would take the chair, and with the door open still, I would sit on the porch. So now I'm outside. It feels different.
Nice.
And the walls of my quote-unquote porch, I would decorate for every season. So I made snowflakes, I made fall leaves, I made flowers, I made bats and ghosts. I like what we're making. Out there for the summer, so yeah.
I would
Very fun
definitely
time.
say my experience was probably closer to Enthuse's. I never took the exact dimensions of the dorm, but it was definitely your typical college. We're all in one room, and we're going to split it down the middle.
And
And
my
that
college
half
was a
is
state
yours,
college,
and that
guys.
half is mine. We had the communal bathrooms. We had the common room where they hosted the RA events, which was pretty fun. I think the most fun I had in college was when I eventually did start hanging out with people and getting a bit more extroverted, because that's when I would leave my dorm door open as well, and the people I met at these events would just like wander in, and I'd be like, I have snacks. Are you going to stay? Like, I got a pretty big laptop. We could watch something. But best year was definitely when we moved into the suite, because that had basically a living room area, which was really nice. We got 3 couches and 2 tables. We didn't get a whole lot of much else, but we did splurge on a TV. We got some nice shelves and everything so we could put our food away. We got 2 mini fridges, actually. No, we had 3. We had 3 because we had my mini fridge, my friend's mini fridge, and then one of my friends decided to splurge for one that was just a little bit bigger, but not a full fridge, but it did stand a lot taller. So we had 3 fridges, actually, for everything.
Damn.
And then we kept all our cooking stuff. We kept it in like one of those bins. So we didn't get too fancy with that. But then we had 3 different rooms, and our suite was shared with the RA. So when we moved in, we had 4 of us that were going in, and we were all like, yes, we want to live with each other. We signed up for this. We're going. And then suddenly we have an RA as well. So they got an entire room to themselves, because the way it worked for the RAs, they basically get your standard dorm room, but it's like just for them. So they pushed the 2 twin beds together to make one bed. And it's all there. Same deal with Ori's. It was free. It was part of like the perks of being an RA. And then we had 2 other rooms, and that was split between 2 of us. So I was in a room with one person, and then the 2 others, they had their room. And then we had our own bathroom, which was so nice. I never had to use the communal bathroom again. It was so nice using a sink not full of pasta. I could cry.
Hey, Dylan had his own bathroom and he still got a toilet full of grapes, so, you know.
Yeah, but that's a different issue. That's a different issue. Yeah, because Allie, no one would use the kitchen sink in the commons. So the way it worked, my first dorm was definitely one of the older buildings.
All right, we're gonna end the night with a very specific clip.
We're gonna end the night with toilet grapes, I think. That's fitting. No, that's fitting, because 12 grapes, New Year's, I think that's the perfect story to end on. Christmas. But yeah, so the commons room, the kitchen was right next to it. Everyone used it. It was one of the older dorms, so the plumbing wasn't exactly great. It was one of the older, but it certainly wasn't made any better when people tried to drain their pasta. And I don't know why. Between not knowing how to clean a lint trap and not knowing how to do basic cooking, I am honestly surprised that the building didn't explode with all the incompetency. I don't know how these people were draining their pasta. Whatever they were doing, literally piles of it would end up down the drain and just clog the ever-living shit out of it. And no one cleaned it! I had one morning where my roommate and we just wanted to make some pancakes. We walk over, and literally the sink is filled with the grayest water you've ever seen in your life. And it's not draining. It's just so filled. So I took a garbage bag. I wrapped it up my arm all the way to my shoulder, rubber banded it so it would stay on. I reached in and I started pulling it out because it was the weekend. They certainly weren't going to be calling anybody to come fix this. I'm like, I want my damn pancakes. It's Saturday. I will be having my pancakes. Yeah, it was not pleasant. I was very grateful because this is the way it worked with the suites. You weren't allowed to be in a suite unless you were sophomore and above, I think. It's either sophomore and above or junior and above. But basically, you had to be older to be eligible for the suites. So we got a suite in our senior year, and it was so nice living with the older kids. They actually cleaned up after themselves. It was so nice. That kitchen was immaculate. But now on to the grapes story.
Oh, I'm trying to find the clip is the question. Okay. So we have Dylan
Sometimes,
here.
Bass, you just do what you gotta do. And we were really hungry that morning. So we said, screw it. My friend held the garbage bag and I went fishing.
I love walking around.
Okay,
Kiss, man.
he is here. He is here. So that means that we're in the general ballpark. Hold on.
She's starting to.
Nope. I know I clipped it. That's why, like, I really.
It definitely exists.
No. Buy more money. Mad street cred. I feel like this is the stream.
Palms are like the.
No.
But I'm curious, what New Year's traditions do you guys have? Do you guys eat the 12 grapes
You like to
before
make
the stroke
food.
of midnight?
I found it. I found it. I found it. All right. Thank you all for coming. We're gonna leave with this lovely story told by Dylan from 3 years ago. This is one of the
Yes,
first
Dylan from
streams
Past.
Dylan was ever on. This is so old. You guys are gonna see some old shit here right now, okay? It's so
This is
fucking old.
crazy.
Look how
Oh my
old this
God.
is. Look at this terrible overlay. Look at this. Look how old this
Holy
is. Like
shit!
this is like one of our first streams. All right.
Holy shit, I'm so
Blast
skinny. What the hell?
from the
Where's
past.
the meat on my bones?
Yeah, well, obviously it's 1.0 character, but like the overlay is like 0.0, you know. So damn. Let's begin. Let's begin.
Yeah, he liked to make food, or I don't know if I would say make, eat, consume. He had just a bunch of food. He didn't know what to do with all of it, and he didn't really usually eat most of it. But rather than just throwing it out into the garbage, which any reasonable person would do, he must have run out of garbage bags because he was just dumping it in the toilet. Like
What?
his whole plate of food,
Why?
he just scrape it off into the toilet. And
Why?
great question. But now imagine the toilet is clogged with grapes. Whole
Oh.
ass grapes. Like you can see him in the bowl rolling around. Yeah, he liked to make food.
That was
or,
it.
I don't know if
That was it. How was it?
Oh, man.
The toilet is clogged with whole ass grapes. You can see him in the bowl.
Oh,
My
it's so
roommate liked
bad.
to cook. Wait, that's wrong. No, he liked to eat. He liked to consume.
Hopefully not from the toilet.
No, he used it as a garbage can. That's what Dylan was saying.
Oh.
He used it as a garbage can. I can't.
Oh,
I can't.
jeez.
I can't. I can't. Why am I
No.
making toast? I'm actually, this is hilarious. This is actually really, really
what
funny.
were we doing all those years
I'm gonna
ago?
tell you what I was doing. I was actually making toast for the very original Art Boreal video concept.
Holy shit, we really came full circle.
Yeah.
Roommate horror stories? Oh, between Ori and me, we got some.
Oh,
We got some.
yeah. Oh, here, look at this. This is all work that I did for a video that will never exist. Look at that toast. Waffles, pancakes.
Oh, you were doing a maple syrup
Canada.
video.
It was all about the maple. And this is images. But look at this lovely thing I drew. We'll never get to see it outside of this.
It shall never be seen.
Ooh, another maple. Love it. I actually might have to use these. These are still really good. The leaves are still really good.
They fit in with your current art style.
Oh, I drew the fucking IHOP syrup pourers, Canada. I drew the don't. Ooh, the Douglas maple, no hyphen, because it's actually a maple. There's the toast. I don't know why that next picture is there, I'm gonna be honest. I have no recollection what I was doing with this funeral. Oh, I know why. It's because coffins are made out of maple. No, that's not. Yeah, that is why. Some coffins. Fancy coffins. Ooh, another maple.
I thought you were going to be like, the inaccuracies, the lack of knowledge from people just kills
Another
me.
maple. The pancakes. That was a pine. Question marks. Oh, look, maple syrup with a don't.
This was very much giving 2015.
Maple syrup with a heart. This was giving Ori was putting way too much effort into it, and it's no wonder we have the Arboreal we have now. Oh, more syrup. Oh, another maple.
This is a lot of assets. I hope you get to use them somehow.
This is a lot of assets. Maybe. I don't know if I will ever do this video in the way it was. Oh yeah, pour syrup on the like button, because that's what MatPat told me I had to do. MatPat, recently, relatively recently in this timeline, put out a how to launch a channel video on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it talks about doing fancy things for, smash that like button, do the you have to do it instead of just click the like button. So I was like, ooh, I'll say pour syrup on that like button or whatever. Look, we got Canada. Ooh, another maple. Oh, another fucking thing. That's all the assets there. Assets for a video.
To see the origins.
Ori will probably never make in the level that it was. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I will rewrite it that way because it not exactly the same way, but I did like it. I actually remember that I kind of scrapped that video because Dylan didn't like it, but now 3 years later, it's like Dylan is not my audience. My mother's my audience, and she liked that video.
There you go.
Yeah, Merkham too. Exactly.
Yeah. On that note, guys, pour tea on that like and subscribe button.
Yes.
Douse it in tea like a tea pet.
Douse it in tea. Whoops. Douse it in tea so that maybe one day we'll actually get Stream 3.0. We're getting close. If I keep watching Jelly Wire,
one day.
We're getting real close, I'm gonna be honest.
We're definitely going that route.
We're getting real close.
But we gotta get through the winter season first.
Oh, it will not be soon. There is a reason that Streamiversary got moved to September.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Put 12 grapes on that like button. There you go,
Yet you
Allie.
shall not repeat it. Lovely. Yeah. Put the like button in the toilet. Flush the like button down the toilet.
No, get that like button back. Fish it out.
But thank you all for coming. And speaking of that like button, please do like this video. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out.
We hope you've enjoyed your time tonight.
But it makes me feel good. It makes us
Maybe
feel
it does.
It helps me personally
It feels like we're doing
as
something
a person
right.
to feel better. Bass, I hope you love Outcaste. I mean, speaking that your tastes are the opposite of your friend, I'm expecting at least a 6 out of 10 mathematically. So,
I mean, that's just statistics.
Yeah,
it has to
that's
work
math.
That way.
So, I'm glad. Bass,
Can't argue with that.
And
I'm glad, Bass.
yeah,
I'm glad.
We won't see you guys until next year.
We'll see you guys in the new year.
We'll see you guys next year. Have a lovely new year.
Yes. Make sure to eat those 12 grapes.
Yep. And yeah, we'll see you next year. All right.
I'll see you then for Paper Demon.
For Paper Demon.